Yeah, that's what I'm really excited to see, right? Because with all the drama of, I think one of the first times maybe ever that we actually get to see two new players play for a team as a debut in a BO5 final.
Yeah.
Like, when does that ever happen? Because usually BO5 finals are part of long, drawn-out tournaments. It just so happens the format of ECL this season is a cup format which qualifies you for their respective regional final, and obviously there's only a couple of games in that regional final. So, yeah, absolutely fascinating. I can't wait to get into it, and we're about to get into it. This train, we could be here for a long time. Let's see who kicks us off. It's going to be 9Z, it's going to be mine, it's going to be Hoasso Peak, and Gaimin Gladiators have been sat down early.
Oh, Trav, give Max some credit there as well. That was a pretty good flashbang to enable his teammates, gets an assist on all three. Don't think it blinded all of them up, but what a way to open up here with the Julies doing the damage. 4 pistols between 2 players, get all 4 kills. It's only Necky's left and not for much longer. What a statement out of Hoasso Peak there. Quad kill in the pistol as 9Z come out the blocks roaring.
Beautiful, and that is the Hoasso pick that I want to see on this team, right? Maybe it doesn't need to happen. That's kind of how I've been describing 9Z when they lost a couple of their stars historically, whether it's been Davides in days gone by, whether it's been DGT more recently. They needed someone to step up and fill in those star player roles and be an explosive talent. Hoasso Peak, I thought, would fill those shoes. He had to fill those shoes. Now maybe with Luchov joining in, doesn't have to do as much hard or heavy lifting, but that is some way to start either way.
I think it's another one of the aspects. Like, there's many different micro aspects I'm really excited about with this new 9Z team, and that's one of them, is this 2-prong attack between Luchov and Hoasso Peak, in particular on the T side. Like, these guys could just tear teams apart. You just have them working opposite sides of the map. They'll be so difficult to contain. I mean, think about the firepower they just stack to the brim. For me, Trav, I'll come out and say it. This is the most exciting 9Z team that's ever existed since the org's inception in the space.
That is a hot take. That is a hot take. Don't forget the team that made it through to that Dallas playoff in the semi-finals, the famous Dallas.
Yeah, the Martineza, Buddha, Hoasso Peak, Max, DGT, I think.
Something like that, I believe, yes. The famous Dallas that Stewie 2K won with G2 in the end.
I picked this one mostly because Buddha would probably have been the one guy I was a bit skeptical about. I think this one's got a lot more potential.
Yeah, we'll have to see if your call comes true in time, because 9Z, they know that they should be in a position, as we see the Glocks getting eaten up here, should be all good. Mayan and Luchov holding on brilliantly.
Welcome, boys.
Between the two of them, as you say, welcome, teaming up toward the big bomb site on that anti-eco hold. But yeah, 9Z won't have been happy where they've been in the scene. That is why they've made some rather blockbuster moves like this to try and change their fortunes. Levy and Abano, when they picked them up, it almost felt like stopgap signings. They had no experience on LAN at all before they qualified for the Thunderpick World Championship. They were spamming regional LANs in South America to try and get them experience, and in the end it didn't really pay off, and Abano and Levy were just kind of quiet on the team. These players they've added, Mayan and Luchov, will not be quiet. I can guarantee you that.
Tried and tested quantities, right? They're known quantities compared to what those pickups were in comparison. As we do get into the first gun round here, let's see what Gaimin Gladiators are going to be about. Yet to get a kill here across the board as they lean heavily in towards B, but the bomb is still in spawn, so certainly keeping their options. It looks like they want to try and pressure in towards B pretty early. It's smoking towards ramp to dispel them, but damage done to Mayan nonetheless.
Jota pushed back into the corner. He was incredible in that third map decider against Bestia yesterday. He's going to have to be incredible again. Flash into the MP9. Max sees his prey and eats it up. Free AK upgrade as well. Perfect maneuver to make when you've got an SMG, and Neckers is stuck between a rock and a hard place in no man's land around E-Box. Con rotation and Luchov will take him down. Phelps is stuck, about to get double peaked, and 9Z already looking the ascendancy here.
Oh, absolutely. I like the initiative being taken in these rounds, just disrupting Gaimin Gladiators in main, shutting them down as they try and come through from pop. Sub 40 seconds left on the clock. SHZ knows he's got Lucan trapped, but not going to be getting that fight offered up to him for free, and Lucan comes out on top of that one. Oh, BSD, last man left alive. Shouldn't be for much longer. Good trade out of Luchov in combination with Lucan, and it's 9Z keep it clean 3-0. Trav, I've seen enough. We've got a 3-0 on our hands here. 9Z win this comfortably.
Don't say that. We could be playing... I actually counted earlier, by the way. We could be playing a full 147 rounds of Counter-Strike, which is what Rare Atom and Linvision dealt with earlier. Every single map going to the full 24 or beyond. Neo and Scriv, that was a long day for you, my friends. But
yeah, salute.
And funnily enough, it was the direct opposite for Paravision and Sinners in that EU final. Paravision completely destroyed Sinners in 3-0 fashion.
None of the maps really competitive either. There we go, bit of a miscommunication. Maxi caught off guard. These Tech 9s could be difficult to contain here. Nekis catches Lucan as well, who also peak being pursued. It's actually Luchov in Connect in the meantime. Mayan will cut down another. Oh, it's a really good job there from 9Z to hold on and keep their composure.
That could have gone away for them 100%. That's very, very clean. And something you won't see too often, as I said earlier, maybe ever, is seeing 2 new players added to a roster and their first game being a critical BO5 final to qualify for a big S-tier LAN. What you also won't see too often is both those 2 new players starting 10-0 combined.
Yeah, talk about a way to get going. They must have been raring to get into the server and play with 9Z, because you know that they've obviously been practicing for at least a week. It's been, what, like 2 weeks since the Luchov move has been speculated with him joining 9Z, so I'm sure they have had some time to kind of go through the motions and processes. They've been chomping at the bit, no doubt, to get going in an official. And again, look at them trying to fight on the front lines here. Max in an advanced positioning towards Pop. Luchov looking to combine from ramp. Attention taken by Luchov. Max activates. They both get a kill. 5v3.
Oh, they're all over them like a rash at the moment. CT Train already is powerful. They're making it look even more so. Boost toward Ivy. That's a great way of going about that kill for Gaimin Gladiators. Grabbing one back. Of course, Luchov down to 5 HP in the meantime too. Max has shot once there in toward main. Not sure if that was on purpose. I'm going to guess not.
I don't think so, yeah. Surprised he's hanging around after that. Yeah. Bomb is on ramp right now. And 9Z would have known they dropped the bomb there, but they decide against actually trying to retain control. In fact, nobody home on this P bomb site, surprisingly enough.
Thing is, Gaimin Gladiators don't know that, and
did they just save?
I think that's what they're committing to. I mean, why would they be sitting around the generators if they don't? I mean, that's going to be a freebie. They could just burst into B if they want to, but the fact they've been spotted around the old radio position there, I think will just tell 9Z that they've got a free round again here.
I mean, Gaimin Gladiators are just thinking that 9Z are completely stacked up on the bomb right now and it's impossible to recover. Little do they know, if they just picked up the bomb, they could have walked into the B site for free. Oh, that is unfortunate. But it is going to be that 5th round on the board for 9Z. A little bit more competitive. I feel like in these past 2 rounds, we've seen Gaimin Gladiators perking up a bit more, right? With the Tech 9s at least able to get into the site. And here in this round, some resistance on display. So I think they're now kind of warming up into the game.
I've got a little fun stat for you.
Go on.
The last ever game that Mayan played on Bestia, when he was part of that organisation, was against 9Z, playing with Luchov on Bestia. So they're reunited. I'm pretty sure at some point Lucan was also on Bestia, right? So that's a core reunited as well. And I think 9Z have kind of got the best of both worlds when it comes to that, which makes that roster move even more fascinating to me. From days gone by, players reuniting again from the Argentinian scene. Some of the best pieces as well. Maybe excluding Thomasine is the only one. Johto has crept through, got a bit of a laggy feed, so you'll have to bear with us. This happens every now and then. But we can see that Johto's already gone down. The HUD at least is up to date. The kill feed might not be. It will be a 5v3 early.
It's so excruciating watching it like this because it looks so good for Gaimin Gladiators. Jota out into the bomb site earlier. Was it Nekis? I don't know, but looked like they had both the CTs in their crosshair. Oh. Another one's dead, Trav. Or is that just us catching up? I don't know.
Catching up.
I see. Well, I think the good news, at a minimum, is that I think this is just from a spectator POV, and that in the server, the players are at least having that they're not having any of these tech issues, at least.
Yeah, it's a very important thing to mention that is not an in-server thing. That is only from what we can see from the observer POV. So we saw it happen very briefly in the game against Bestia last night as well, where we had it was only one round where it happened. So
right at the end, yeah.
It'll be sorted out very soon. Just the kill feed lags behind. Thankfully, the HUD doesn't, so we can see who's been killed. But it shouldn't be too much of a big deal. And yeah, right now, I mean, there's nothing to show for Gaimin Gladiators on Train. It is a map that they do try and play. They've actually found 4 wins out of their last 5, but they're not really massively impressive. You could argue beating Odic is okay. Beating Fake Deburo is okay as well. It's got some well-known players on that team like PKL, Hardzal, Zaruba, and Lukiz. And they've beaten Sharks as well, but yeah, right now it's the classic slow start on the T side of Train. But look, I played a Train game earlier. I said to my teammates, look, get 3, and we've got a chance. We got 3, we won 13-11. It's doable.
Yeah, it is doable, but it's the way that they're losing the rounds that's a concern
I
for
know.
me. It's just like how one-sided these rounds have been so far. 9Z have just been dominating Gaimin Gladiators. That duo that were 10-0 are now 12-0. Yotta, Phelps, both sitting on a duck as things stand. Can they break the round open here with the half investment? SHZ with that hero AK. Tech9 surrounding him.
Oh, good pre-aim. That's Mayan with his first death of the entire game. And Hwasopik really had to hold on strong there, because he was being swarmed, and the A site was being swarmed too. But oh my word, Lucan is so ready. And we know, like, historically, even before 9Z made these changes, when they had the Urbano Levy roster, which obviously clearly was not a very good team by 9Z standards. They know they want to be higher in the South American region. They're losing too many games against some rivals in the Tier 2 space. Lucan was still farming, even though their form wasn't great.
Yes.
And the combination of Lucan and Luchov, it's happened before, like I said, it does get you licking lips, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, the lowest rated player in the past 3 months for 9Z outside of the IGL is 1.15. If you can, 1.12, sorry, if you can believe it or not. The lowest rated player outside of the IGL, guys. That means they've just got so much firepower across the board, and we're seeing that in heaps right now for 9Z. Even these rounds where it looks like it might be getting a little bit chaotic, there's always some moment where an individual can stand up and get a multi-kill to get it back under control for the team. That's what 9Z have got so much of at their disposal with this roster. Just firepower, stacked.
Insane. Can Gaimin Gladiators find any way to fight past it? Because this is an incredible opportunity for them. I was mentioning it yesterday when we were covering their game against Bestia, that SHZ, Jota, both been around for quite a long time. Jota's had his moments on some big teams like MIBR and Imperial. SHZ has been on teams dating back to 2016, and when the Velocity moved on from the legendary roster and they all went to SK. He Fallen Cold, FNX Taco, Fur roster, of course. So, there's some very significant experience on the team, with Phelps being added as well recently, the guy who did join SK in 2017 and had great success winning 5 trophies with that legendary Brazilian roster. But this is a different state at the moment, and they've got a lot on their hands on T-Train. Mine will miss an opening shot there, will fall back to a more favourable angle. I'll tell a lie, he's looking to peek forward, and that is the aggression we want to see. Did Levy do that? Not much of it. And he'll get a second kill as well, Will Mayan, and a good trade from Hwasopik coming in from Con on that rotation. Jota will go down. SHZ needs to put all that experience I mentioned into practice, but with 4 seconds, he's going to be taken down. There is no chance of getting that bomb planted either way with how far away it was, and the clean sheet is still intact.
I can't get over how dialed in they're looking right now. They seem like they were so hungry for this game. Like I said, just chomping at the bit to actually get into the action of this matchup. And what a way to just come out the gate swinging. Statements across the board. 8-0 Gaimin Gladiators haven't even gotten a bomb plant. They have not even planted the bomb yet in any of these 8 rounds they've lost. It seemed pretty individualistic from them so far as well, with the way that they're trying to get into bomb sites. It's mostly just players sporadically pushing, trying to find some individual success. I don't think that's going to be enough straight through the molly. Well, at least that will catch Hwasopik off guard.
We've seen this happen once already, though, where they've got an entry out of nowhere, managed to pick up an opening kill. but they just get held down. And look at it, it's happening again. 9Z are swarming in the right position. Look where they are on the map right now. Jota's taking advantage of that by pushing down toward the B ramp with that AK, but it's a 4v2. Mayan could peek on a timing from Connector, probably should to go for the trade, but doesn't because he's wary. Hits the shoulder though. I'll tell a lie, didn't hit the shoulder. Looked like he did. That shot looked spot on, but not the case. But doesn't make this 1v2 any less difficult for Jota. 3 kills in the game, needs 2 more. Needs a 1v2. And Max is just lurking upper, waiting for the sound of that plant. He's seen him though. Big damage going both ways. Max actually maybe healthier than Jota is expecting on that spray down. And he's in between the 2 9Z players right now is Jota, but it's a good catch. Max goes looking. And Mayan actually had rotated all the way around towards CT. I don't think Jota will expect that in any way. Mayan's going to creep in now, and it's a great catch. And even a round which looks like it's going to get away from them, they still find ways to recover.
That's the thing, they've got so many layers to just kind of catch them when they're in free fall, just act as that safety net. Insurance policy, if you will. 9-0, Trav, you said 3 at a minimum. That would be a pipe dream from here.
I know. The unpredictability of their rotations from 9Z has been really what's been catching Gaimin Gladiators out. They've been probably thinking to themselves, oh boy, we've got an opening pick, let's go. We've got a couple of rifles, let's pinch them. But no, they're the ones who got pinched. And it feels like GG for GG right now.
Yeah, at least as far as the first map is concerned.
Yeah, it's a long...
It's been a shell shock for them, though, with how rapidly this game has gotten out of control. Barely even competitive. It's the 2 Tech 9 rounds that have looked the best for Gaimin Gladiators.
And that's not a good sign when your gun rounds are nowhere and your Tech 9 rounds are looking a little bit better. Great nade on toward Neckers. Again, more pain for him, only going 2 and 9 in this game. But you can't really criticize any of the Gaimin Gladiators players because, at the end of the day, none of them are really showing up when it matters. As I said, map 1 of a BO5 final. There's a long, long way to go. Again, a great setup here. Luchov will be able to clear SHZ. You've got re-peeking players from backlane. And Hoasso peek. There is that Hoasso that we want to see. Jota gets Maxo, and BSD did hold the line to find that trade on Luchov, but Hoasso peek is feeling so confident. Re-peeks for the trade, and BSD may have found his 1 kill, but the bomb in front of him still needs to be planted, and it's a 1v3.
Yeah, and they know where he was, like 15, 20 seconds ago, so they've got a very good read on the situation. Does he even want to attempt this? Does he want to... Oh, I'm back. Just in time. Hoasso peek will finish off the job. BSD, I mean, that was always futile for him with the AWP. 9Z up to double digits in the shortest route possible. 10 out of 10.
And right now, it's a 10 out of 10 performance.
Yeah, exactly.
This is pretty wild. I think
honestly...
Go ahead, sorry.
Just want to think back to the game yesterday, the game in Gladiators played in their semi-final against Bestia. They were down 12-11 in regulation on the decider. They forced OT. They were down 15-14 OT1. They forced OT2. They were down 18-17 OT2, forced OT3, where they eventually won that series. They've got to try and do themselves justice here in this one. They fought tooth and nail to get here. They don't want to haplessly fall apart in the grand final.
One thing that I think is a saving grace for the Gaimin Gladiators, if they do go on to lose this game in crazy fashion like this, which it looks like they should, is that they can just write it off mentally and say, look, technically, sure, it may have been our pick, but it's a BO5. There's a long, long way to go. Statistically, we have 4 better maps for us, actually, in the pool of this BO5 in Ancient, D2, Inferno, and Overpass, if we actually have to play all 5 of them. So, yeah, I don't think they'll be panicking. Like, it's just you just write this one off, reset, and go again.
Yeah, it's important to be able to reset off the back of losing a map, especially in a best of 5. Leave it behind you where it belongs. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Someone needs to tell that to 9Z, though. They're going at full tilt right now. Maximum capacity. Gaimin Gladiators, you got to move the needle here and now, boys. Trying to simplify the approach, grouping up outside of the B bomb side. It's currently only Mayan who's here. Luchov rotating back, but he doesn't have any util. So not going to be able to do much about these players coming down the ramp. The flash is perfect, and yeah, he was never getting out of there. Mayan will jump up, but he's lost his head instantly as well. Finally, Gaimin Gladiators find success on their entries.
And they're going to get off the mark. It's taken them a while, but 1T round. Whoop-de-doo. It's finally happened. Hawasso Peak will get destroyed as well. A great triple kill for SHZ, as I mentioned, one of the more experienced players on Gaimin Gladiators. And Max will go down to Neckers as well. 9Z trying to play some kind of aggressive exit kill because they have so much money available to them, knowing that it's the final round of the half coming in, so can absolutely afford to do so. But it's a clean round, 3 alive. We don't have any issues with rebuying the AKs for that final round of the half. Actually have a Galil only on Neckers, but no big deal.
I'm surprised it's the first time we've seen them go for that approach, you know. I guess they were getting disrupted a lot with the crunches in from Pop and up ramp, so they maybe decided to just try and abandon that part of the map for a few rounds, but it does look pretty good in that regard, that attempt. 9Z get caught a little bit napping, I think, with the way they were set up. Oh, and it looks like it's just going to be more pace now immediately in towards the A bomb site. Max blinded up, he's been spotted, he should go down empty-handed, and he does.
I think I know exactly where Hawasso Peak is as well, playing that headshot angle. But look how many players there are here. Mine is so confident, pulling out the 5-7. He's not just confident in his AWPing, he's confident in his 5-7ing, and it's way more than 7. It's 11. It should be done. Let's see if it will be done after the break. as clean as you like for 9Z, and what a debut so far for their two new players, Mayan and Luchov. They'd be loving it over on the Argentinian broadcast right now. I can see it's popping off with the debut of their two new boys, and yeah, well, Gaimin Gladiators, they can probably write this map off and concentrate on the rest of the BO5, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, let's see how long they can hold on for. Winning the pistol, gun round, maybe 2. Just frustrate 9Z, maybe improve the mood in the camp a little bit going into the following map. I think there is certainly valuable value in them still trying to fight you on train for as long as they can. Gonna have to try and lock down the defense on the say bomb site. 9Z just lining up some utility, smoking the flash on Max. It's gonna be the gap smoke, flash over the top, and explosion into the say bomb site.
Yeah, I love the fact they're just doing it properly as well. They're not just taking liberties because they're up 11-1, not just rushing as a group thinking they can outbrawl them, which obviously could easily work too. They're trying to do a proper execute, and Jota holds on the headshot angle. 1 HP, gets away with it. Great strafe from Hasso Peak, though. That's a crazy kill to get. Lucan does find Phelps, and Neck is tracking and tracing. Should find one, does find one. Spots the bomb in main, and that should be round done. But Lucan, he's got Kevlar, he's got 50 health still, and health doesn't mean too much in pistol rounds when you're mostly aiming at heads. With Jota at 7 HP, he could get a plant. In fact, he should get a plant.
Oh, so close.
Ah.
And then he starts to cook. Oh, hang on. Could still get that plant. Yeah, it looks like he is going to double back in towards the B-bomb site.
The site's open, Lucan. There we go.
I mean, you know what? There could still be a chance here for him, Trav, with Jota being as low as he is right now. Lucan is going to plant the bomb. BST, the first player to push back in here, compromises his position. Lucan doesn't have anywhere to play from right now, but he could try to state the jewels. Can't connect on the shot initially, and Jota, on 7 health, gets both of those kills.
Pretty nuts, and that is a reprieve. And as you said, Matt, like, you could easily mentally write this game off, but at this point for them, it takes the pressure off slightly. They're thinking to themselves, okay, we've been completely destroyed, but as you said, a couple of gun rounds maybe, chance to build back into the game. 9Z, they don't want to be stressed, 9Z. They want to just be able to play, finish this map off quickly and go into map 2 very, very quickly and just continue the momentum rather than have any sort of fake comeback coming in from Gaimin Gladiators that stalls them out. And that's exactly what Gaimin Gladiators are playing for right now. They're playing to just annoy 9Z a little bit and see if they can hold them at bay for as long as possible.
Yeah, exactly that. Just frustrate them, because you know that the playbook's not going to be particularly deep. So if you can win 3-4 rounds in a row, 9Z could run out of options quite quickly and just have to start to recycle ideas. Look at this 2-man setup into pop for the CT side. One coming through from ramp as well. It's going to be a bloodbath here. Whose blood is spilt? Well, we're going to find out now. Kills go back and forth. Damage done to Luke, and Phelps down to a single point of health. He's got support here, but Jota will go down without a frag. Phelps desperately trying to fall back. They know he's trapped in the corner, but he's safe for now.
Safe in inverted commas. 1 HP. Actually been allowed to get out, which is lucky for him. Low HP on Lucan with the Mac 10. 4v3. If they can recover this, they can maybe begin to annoy 9Z a little, but guns will be swapped over. Max will be given the utility. Might be Mayan looking to entry. And that's one thing that having Mayan on the team now does give you. Not just the revitalization on the AWP that his career has had. Also, he's always been a decent rifler, obviously.
Yeah.
His original role, so...
Hybrid ability.
Indeed. They have actually got themselves onto the site here, really annoyingly for BSD. The parding is pretty crazy, and he'll be like, wait, they're actually planting? How's that happened? He's creeping up on a good
also missed.
timing, and yeah, that was the awkward part, trying to use the one-way on the corner of that side lane position, and somehow Lucan gets away, but it does bait him in. It's an easy kill on mine because of it. Hasso Peak needs to trade, does trade. And now with a 1 HP Phelps, it had to kind of all be BSD there. I just don't think they're going to be able to do anything about it. They all fall away. And it's a M4 FAMAS save at 211 down. It feels horrible.
I mean, it's a small detail, but that smoke actually does miss there from BSD, and it means that it kind of gives the 9Z players cover trying to push down ramp and get onto the B-bomb site. Everything works out for them. Bomb explosion might take a couple victims. Okay, no, they've gotten far away enough, only just. 12-2 for 9Z. They lose the pistol to start off the second half, but then win the force by immediately afterwards and get themselves up to map point as early as the 15th round.
Wow. The buy for Gaimin Gladiators is not exactly what they'd want as well, going into what could be the final round of the map. Speedy one so far, and they'll be looking to change that significantly, of course. It will be a different start to map 2. But Ancient is a bit more of an even map. It's not like one's heavy CT or heavy T, so compared to Train, that's for sure.
I mean, you say that, but think about playing against this Look 9Z on a map like Ancient. That's a really scary prospect, in my opinion. I agree, we should see an improvement. Yeah, exactly. Both halves.
Yeah.
I agree, Gaimin Gladiators, should be better on that map. We saw them have a pretty good performance on it yesterday, but I still think 9Z are a very scary team to go up against on a map like Ancient.
Yeah. The bomb is still dropped around the radio, which is kind of a annoying place for it to be. Max does get the entry. Maybe they don't even need the bomb, honestly. They can just win via elimination like they have done so many times in this half so far. On this map, I should say, so far. They have kind of snookered them behind the smoke, so Gaimin Gladiators. That's something. 9Z have been stalled out, but the fact that they're waiting here for so long, it could be a bit of a surprise that they're still there. They're kind of peeking one by one, though, and BSD gets a lovely dig. So it's purely from being a bit more patient on both sides. It's going to go the way of the CT side.
Yeah, Max has been trapped here as well. Necky's in a very good position with the MP9 hugging the wall. Max won't expect him there. If only he had the bomb, maybe try to get into the B bomb side. It's what he's trying to fake right now to cause him to maybe panic a little bit and then come in towards him and then maybe force some fights. Okay, gonna take another one to the grave. Not many bullets left in the mag, and Necky's will commit to the wide swing. Their Gaimin Gladiators will hold on for another round.
I've been going back through some of the history books with previous pro leagues for 9Z, right? Something to maybe talk about later if they do end up qualifying. They have played at Season 20 and Season 18 before. Season 18 being in 2023, Season 20 being last year. And I'm going to dig a bit deeper now on when the last time Mayan played a pro league, because I think that could be back in the MIBR days a long, long time ago. So if he manages to get the qualification in play today, that would be a massive thing for his career.
Yeah, actually would be cool to see when last that had happened, if at all.
I'm digging.
Must have somewhere. Going to be another force buy back for 9Z. Decent set of weapons, but not amazing. When this is Gaimin Gladiators 12-4, Anti-Eco 12-5. At least you've made a bit of a dent at that point. Slight dent. At this point, barely even call it a scratch.
Oh my goodness, it is a long time ago. That's pretty cool. I'll get back to that later. If they end up winning. Could be a bit pacey. At least it sounds like it's pacey. That's going to lure Phelps forward with his teammate once again. Quick trade. Basically actually is the guy to get that kill, and he can't find Luchov. That's what Luchov will give you. 2 quick kills. 3 HP. Still standing, though.
Yeah, great work from him. I spoke about his explosivity and how much he's going to bring in that regard to the team, and look at that double kill, and then just immediately nestles himself into a corner. Oh, Yotta searching straight into the crosshair, but the timing couldn't have been worse for Luchov. Oh, you got to feel bad for the guy. He's been hard done by. Yeah, oh man. Good work from Yotta. Kind of takes the initiative in the round to go searching to get the kill to bring it back into an even numbers game. And Gaimin Gladiators now all of a sudden find themselves very dispersed on the defense.
Yeah, look how far back Neckers is playing. He's literally jump spotting for information. He's absolutely allowing a plant. But the bomber actually is coming through heaven. So Mine is going to take point and try and push him out of the round. Does so. It's a great duel to win. SHZ coming in on the rotation. There is that big flank capability of Jota, but SHZ needs this kill. Thankfully, he's going to get it for free. That's a big shadow advantage there. So Jota now is in his hands on this big flank. Should find the all-train player. There we go. Now Lucan all on his own. Can't spin around. Good trade from Jota again. Bomb being planted, of course, back for that CT position, but they couldn't push forward far enough to get away from the hands of Jota.
I mean, Jota is just the guy who does it all for this team. IGL, clutch, entry frags on the T side. We saw it a couple times as well. Instrumental player for this Gaimin Gladiators roster. Now, decision-making time. Do they go all in again off the back of that bomb plant? Looks like Luchov will drop a hero AK for Lucan. And just an eco outside of that. A reprieve. A chance for Gaimin Gladiators to catch their breath for the first time here on the map.
Tag from Luchov on the molly. That'll give the close main player in Jota all the information that he wants. There is an AK he's trying to bait in, though. Lucan on that rifle. But it should be, as you say, a pretty comfortable round. So I'll quickly mention when the last time that Mayan played an ESL Pro League event. Technically, it was in the online era. In 2020, he played the North American version of ESL Pro League for MIBR. And ended up losing to Furia, I think. The MIBR roster was Fallen for Taco, KNG, and Mayan.
Okay.
But if you want to look at a LAN one, his last one on LAN, you'd have to go back to 2019 in the Americas Pro League in Season 10, where he played for Sharks and lost 1-2 to Renegades. It's been a very, very long time.
Yeah, I actually pulled the tab up when you mentioned it to me. The last time he did play on LAN at a Pro League, 100 Thieves had a Counter-Strike team.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. They're about to have one again.
Yeah, except this one had an Aussie flag, and it was Gratisfaction, Azza, Liaz, Jacom, and JKS. So that's just a bit of a throwback. I mean, that team lasted all of, like, what, 3-4 months, I think, before they decided to pick up the Brazilian team, and we all know how that went. Was it the other way around? It was the Brazilians first, and then the Aussies. Anyway, doesn't matter. 12-5. First full gun round of the second half upon us, and 9Z not going to be pulling any punches.
Well, they're actually going pretty quick on it, as you say. Max and Hwasa Peak charging in toward upper. Nekis is very, very stuck here and gets cleared by the Tech 9 anyway. That should be map. Tapping long range. Hwasa Peak, full confidence. SHZ down. And a bit of timing there for Luchov, unfortunately, but Hwasa Peak is clean with it. 21-8. This is the Hwasa Peak that you want to see on this team. He is so damn clean with it. BSD is ruined by him as well. Quad kill, make it 22. Keep on adding to that number, baby. 13-5 for 9Z. A statement win in map 1 of this BO5 final.
And I think the main theme that you can take away from that from 9Z was just firepower, firepower, firepower. Round in and round out, just stacked to the brim. So difficult to play against. And we see it in that last round with how they closed it out as well, just explosive into the B-bomb side. I mean, even at that Tech 9...
As the in-game leader, he was the main point of contact on more than one occasion on that deciding map. Just having a look at the stats that he had on Ancient. In the end, he went 38-26 with a 1.5 rating. Not like incredibly, world-beating, you could say, but it was what he did across the map. How consistent he was, how stable he was. There was a big 3k that he got on the B-bomb site when the final 3 best tier players were going into only him. And I just think he can be that reliable. So
yeah,
if they wake up, they're in the game. If they don't, 9Z will run them over.
I do feel like a lot of his big plays were predicated off of Bestia also making mistakes. And I don't think 9Z are going to be making those same sorts of mistakes. So certainly going to be a tough one. Okay, well, Gaimin Gladiators will start off their campaign on the defensive half of the map as expected. Will that change their fate? 9Z taking their time. 3 players grouped up at elbow and towards mid looking for contact, but nothing on offer. Hwasa Peak will come in contact with Phelps and just immediately dinks him.
Not exactly the way you want to get going. push down in towards B lane, and that is a great catch from Yotta. Again, it will be Lucan who'll drop on this occasion. That does force him over toward the A bomb site, but the combination of the SHZ dualies getting a goosh and the Phelps tap will actually get them a 5v3. It's kind of funny sometimes how the Glocks and the dualies are pretty similar when it comes to range battles and the goosh damage, as we see that second kill coming through there. 2 players still on toward B as well, playing in pretty defensive positions, in good positions. Jota keeping them at bay. Neckers is going to be there on a quick rotation with that smoke and kit if necessary. 9Z would love a plant here if they're able to nab it.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult with BSD's position. And yeah, Bomb Carrier not going to be able to get out. Finally, a bit of a punch being packed here by Huasa Peak and Mayan. Can they get the bomb into the site, looking to try and fight in tandem with each other? No idea how that shot connects there from Mayan, who is going to fake the plants up to try and draw these players forward and actually can't finish off the job on either of them. Neckies and Phelps survive by the skin of their teeth as Gaimin Gladiators open up first.
Yeah, that could have gone the other way. Mayan was definitely in the right position for that. Could have easily caught a jiggle body shot on the body of Phelps, and the Neckers wasn't exactly that much healthier either. We did see, I think you were right. I think that kill from Mayan looked a bit delayed, right? Like the crosser wasn't really on his head when he got that tap with the P250, and he just dropped from the server. So maybe that was a slight ping issue that he had in that moment, perhaps.
Good way to open up if you're gaming Gladiators, especially with what's just transpired on Train. You want to get off to a good start here on Ancient, because if Ancient also slips into a like 0-5, 0-4-0-5 kind of deficit, then those cracks from the previous map can very quickly creep into the following map. So a good start here important.
Pause cancelled.
Back in the server. Yeah. Get underway once again. Full eco for 9Z.
Time to get some control of the economy for Gaming Gladiators. The first time in the entire series so far on the CT side of Ancient. SHZ knows what's coming, he can hear what's coming, and he holds the line with a bit of help from Phelps and BSD. Max actually team killed Lucan, which I'm pretty sure does give you, yes it did, does still give you minus $300, so that's one less piece of util that he's going to be able to buy. Might have to go Galil because of that.
Simple and direct. Nice cleanup here from SHZ. Had his teammate there in tow to support him. Made sure that there was no chance of the round. I mean, not even getting out of control, but even a kill coming through there for the T side with their Glocks. AKs now across the board and a decent amount of utility, enough to contest. Mid going to be a very important point of contention throughout this map. Gaimin Gladiators gotta have to be up to snuff here. They gotta have what it takes to contest 9Z in middle more often than not. Trying to do it here on this occasion, and then they do go back and forth blow for blow. Trades the name of the game into a 2v2. Luchov gets in on the act as well. His multi will split the two teams.
And yeah, the MP9 long range. These bursts are not easy. Noise being made. That is a bomb carrier, and it's a great burst. Okay, low HP on Luchov. BSD dancing with death though. Luchov just standing his ground on shelf. Somehow gets away. Now drop down into a middle. Player seen. MP9 will finally connect. And it's a great 1v2 for BSD. That could get Gaming Gladiators up and running in this one, because that is one they shouldn't have taken.
Fantastic clutch. Very well played as well, with how he kind of takes the jewels on his own terms. Quite difficult for Luchov, who's out in the open at that point, trying to pick up the bomb. BSD disrupts him. Like you say, it could be a really important clutch in the grand scheme of things to keep the strong start going here for Gaimin Gladiators.
Yeah, it's a huge win. Huge win after what's gone before in this series. A bit of confidence, building up some money. Sure, only one alive with that MP9, which does make this round a little bit worrying. We smoke. Ooh. 3 players waiting behind it. What timing are they going to choose to go on? The answer's now. Dink hit. Great hold. It didn't look as clean as I thought it was going to be. But he recovered the spray brilliantly.
Yeah, great work there from Phelps. It's a really important tone that Gaimin Gladiators are setting right now. I mentioned how important middle will be in the map and the outcome of this map, and the Gaimin Gladiators have to have what it takes to be able to hold on the front lines in middle. They've done exactly that in the past couple of rounds.
Yeah, that was brilliant, right? It was like a little flick burst on the first kill from Phelps, and then the transfer and the hold with the final 2 may only be against Tech 9, so we know it's very difficult to hold on in this sort of situation. So he's done a brilliant job, and now once again getting himself into the action, still gets a 1-for-1.
Great trade out of Hoaso Peak, who is now maybe a little bit concerned. Oh my goodness, look at this from BSD, who's gone through A main. Hoaso Peak very lucky to be alive, but shouldn't be for much longer. And he will go down. That's going to prompt his teammates to try and get in towards this B bomb site. Nade will actually chop down Luchov, but it does allow for them to make their way forward, get that kill, but there's immediately a trade.
I missed smoke on the corner of the site there again. Not the first time we've seen that one in position, and be erroneously thrown. Luchon will get the bomb planted, but can't swing wide enough. Held down by Jota. Okay, we've got polar opposites at the moment here. 5-0. There's a chance that they can keep on trucking as well. The buyer's available with that bomb plant for 9Z. It's going to be an okay one. But look at the CT money all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's actually snowballing, looking very healthy for Gaimin Gladiators. The one thing I will say is, even though it's a very similar start as far as the scoreline is concerned here on Ancient with what we had on Train, the team that are losing the rounds this time, 9Z, are still looking a lot more convincing in the rounds they're losing compared to what we got out of Gaimin Gladiators on that previous map. So I'm still not like I'm getting too worried about 9Z. Feel like if they can tweak 1 or 2 things, they'll start to win some rounds in this first half.
Yeah, 9Z taking it a bit more carefully here. And don't forget, we haven't seen them much on T-side in the entire series, and we haven't seen them at all with this entire roster that much. So, you never know, as we go forward in the series, if there are some lackadaisical T-sides from 9Z and Gaimin Gladiators do take advantage, we could still have a very close game, even though we do think 9Z should be winning it. Let's see. 5-0 can turn into a close game very quickly, though. They've got to keep the pressure up. They know this is a great opportunity, do GG, to get this one nearer the GG.
Very passive setup here from the CT side. Quite a stark contrast from what we've seen out of them in the 5 rounds prior to this one, offering up a lot of space. Luchov will happily oblige as he scales forward in towards Cave. Team set up for the executes into the B bomb site. Not much Gaimin Gladiators can do about this. Where's the smoke for long, boys? This is what cost them last time. They don't have a smoke for long again here. Gonna have to try and take the duels. Didn't work out for them in the previous round. It'll be okay this time. Man advantage, but there's more where that came from.
Yeah, okay being the key word. Okay is not perfect, and Phelps gets a 2k spray down recovery. Back into a 2v2. And Max is a little bit separated from Lucan. That's why Lucan gets back in toward Cave very quickly. BSD's got the utility. They've both got defuse kits. They should be able to deal with this one, you would think, on the trades, and they don't even need to trade. Both kills in from Phelps. He is showing his historic quality here. 12-2, 6-0.
Oh, he's been instrumental. He's had some really important kills in middle in some of these gun rounds, but this one is his best return yet here on Ancient. A quad kill in such an important moment. Looked like it had gotten out of control in the 4 versus 2, but Phelps says, don't worry. I've got it from here. I mean, how does he manage to get both those frags on the 2 players swinging long? That for me is where he should have gone down. Able to come out on top, and look at the numbers now for 9Z. 0 kills on Max, 2 kills on both Mayan and Luchov, 3 for Hoaso. A stark contrast compared to what we saw on Train.
Incredible. This is exactly what Gaimin Gladiators would have picked up Phelps for. These sort of performances in these Tier 2 South America games. Maybe he's not got what it takes to play Tier 1 anymore, but we know he's got undeniable quality. in his region, even so many years after he was at supposedly his peak, winning trophies in 2017 with SK, winning a Cologne. What a start, what spray control we've seen from him so far, demonstration.
Yeah, he's got to be the man in this grand final, by far and away the most experienced player on his team. Add them all together, man, and he's still got probably 2 or 3 times the experience of the rest of his team combined. 6-0, a blistering starter for Gaimin Gladiators as we go into another gun round. This one's one of the double-up gun rounds from 9Z, though, where they've got the bomb plant and the round loss bonus, and it means Galil's a majority of the players. No open play for Mayan throughout this whole half just yet, and doesn't look like they're going to find much success here either. BSD looking to lock it down off the back of Neki's double, just trying to hold on for as long as he can to buy time for the rotations, but in the meantime, Max will catch SHZ. Look at the position for Phelps. Oh my, nestles himself into the corner. Going to catch them both off guard and spray them both down while he's at it.
Oh, he's in the minds of 9Z right now. He's all over the place. He's doing everything for his team. Incredible. Max now has got nothing to do. Bomb is encircled by CTs. And with 25 seconds, might even be worth saving, but getting the loss bonus I think is obviously fine here too. They have got a full loss and have had for a little while now. Oh, there's a chance for Max! That's an insane transfer! Phelps has gone down and he knows where Jota was, obviously. 14 seconds though, and it's going to be so hard to win this duel. Jota playing behind the site, waiting to peek on a timing, not looking to shy away in this 1v1, and almost! Oh, Max, what a try, but Jota holds on and the clean sheet remains intact.
Oh, fantastic attempt. I can't believe he's even able to make something of it in the first place. Coming down to the 1v1, he had his crosshair perfectly placed, but Jota's able to come out on top. Phelps just dealing in multi-kills right now. The multi-kill monster. Imagine he connects on that burst there.
I know. So close. The setup there from Gaimin Gladiators is actually good, but Max just broke it apart.
Yeah, moments of individual brilliance, nearly enough there to get 9Z on the ball, but it doesn't transpire. A half by now for the T side. Gaimin Gladiators should be able to get themselves up to 8 without much of a problem.
What a map from Gaimin so far.
What a response.
Found Luchov. Anything you can do, I can do just as well, apparently. But hang on. There's an opening. Max will get that kill. A bit whiffy from Phelps, but it doesn't matter. He seems to be still connecting those sprays, whatever he does. This time traded, and now Neckers is on the scene. Max will go down. That's the rifle on the ground. And Mayan, oh, he's managed to find Jota. No way. That's a big one, because now the bomb can come over on the back of Luke and it can be planted. But again, the main issue here for 9Z is while they've done all this damage, they've not been able to push forward and find any of the rifles they've taken out of the hands of the CT side. So Luke and Mayan, a duo that has played together on multiple times historically on different rosters. Sharks, Bestia need to do it again together here to get their new team off the mark, but not allowed to. Nekiz plays with the angle brilliantly. 8-0 on CT Ancient.
A very dominant scoreline, and maybe not necessarily an accurate representation of how close some of these rounds have been, because I feel like 9Z have had chances in at least 3 or 4 of these rounds so far, but haven't actually been able to get any of them across the line. Brilliant job there from Nekiz, because he kind of compromises. He gives up the fact that he's coming through from Jag and then repositions. And that reposition just works the trick to unlock this bomb site, complete the retake, maintain this flawless run. Now we start to enter territory where Gaimin Gladiators can put the game away in the first half.
And we start to enter territory where for 9Z, Train is a distant memory now. Like, that is done and dusted, it's in the history books, and all of a sudden, they're really struggling, and maybe playing a BO5, of course, a long way to go, we'll discuss that, but playing a BO5 with 2 new players really does test your T-side map pool. We're seeing an example about what a T-side could look for them in this series with the supposed lack of practice. Will that be a continued factor?
Yeah, I made the point early on Train, speculated that could prove to be a problem in a marathon best of 5. proving to come to fruition here, unfortunately for them. It's not like these rounds have been diabolical. It's not like they haven't been in these rounds, though, is the point that I've been trying to make. And again, I mean, they're getting themselves control, kind of pressuring the map a little bit, but opening jewel doesn't go their way. Luchov desperate for the trade. Necky's surely going to go down, and he does. Brings it back into an even numbers game.
Non-negotiable T round here. I've got some progress. I've got a little bit of map control. Max is in toward that edge of donut. And Phelps is ready. Can Phelps multi-kill once again? Oh, because Max is walking in, Luchov isn't looking, and Phelps is doing another brilliant job here, just wasting time. They are coming through A main in the meantime. That fight toward donut is still going down, but SHZ on the rotation does get taken by Mayan. Thankfully, Huaso Peak has found Phelps in the end. That nade could be good, though. Oh, a little bit too deep, and somehow a tag on the upper BSD. Should be a leg shot from Jota. That's the kill, and a jiggle tap on Huaso Peak. Oh my word, everything's going Gaimin Gladiators' way.
Yeah, they're just completely outclassing 9Z in these key moments within the rounds. Again, coming down to like 2v2s, 3v3s, and that's where Gaimin Gladiators are able to edge out 9Z. Maybe with more experience as a team, they've got more composure in these tense moments and situations. Thought that would finally be the moment where 9Z were able to get around back, evidently not. I mean, this here from Yotza, basically a pre-fire. Basically a pre-fire. I bet he even catches a glimpse of Huaso Peak.
It is a guess.
Yeah, Huaso Peak, welcome to the Yotza Peak, man. Finally, they're going to go A with nobody home.
There we go. Now this is going to be a very difficult retake. They've got the money for it. They'll definitely give it a go. BSD gets this 1-for-1.
This has got to be the moment here. And then even a few more afterwards. Good kill through the smoke. Phelps on the flank will activate. No, not like this. Not like this. How's it happened? It's another 4 versus 2. Another 4 versus 2 deficit for Gaimin Gladiators. And courtesy of a Phelps multi, they'll win it again.
What on earth? Another Phelps multi. How many is that now? I have to wait for the HLT scorebot to catch up, but at the moment he's got 4. So I think that could be 5 or 6. He was 15-4 currently as we look at the HLTV match page. He's now 20-5.
And he got
has
4
to be
kills
5
in that
or 6.
round. Yeah, so it could be 5 then, I think.
Okay, valid. That's insane. Absolutely unbelievable from Phelps and from Gaimin Gladiators. We know, I've said it so many times, the A bomb site on Ancient is so damn retakeable, but not from that situation. That looked completely out of their hands. My word.
Just incredible work here from Phelps, but having an absolute humdinger here. 20 kills in 10 rounds, and it's not like he's racking up anti-eco frags, guys. These are really impactful kills coming through from him consistently.
Wow,
that difference makeup.
We've had some weird finals, of course, in this season of the regional finals of ESL Challenger League. We've had one that didn't even happen because Simplify won every single damn cup. We've had one that went to every single round possible, it felt like, in Asia. We've had a stomp in EU. Is this going to be a stomp, but a two-way stomp?
Yeah. It's almost like a dance move, man. Take a stomp now, y'all. Luchov is not going to get a kill.
Oh, how do you get past?
Though. Well, like that.
Past.
You just walk past. Yeah, nice and easy. Don't overthink it. I was going to say, look at the bomb carrier. Huaso Peak feels compelled to try and fight deeper into the back lines. He'll go down. It's only main left. 1v3 turn 1v2. Bomb very difficult to recover, but he has got an opportunity to isolate the jewels.
Yeah, the long rotation from SHZ, and of course he's low HP as well. It's going to be all on BSD, you would think, and he goes down, he picks too soon. That's a mistake. The first mistake of the entire game, it feels like, from Gaimin Gladiators. And Mayan, the new addition, the current AWPer for 9Z with the Galil, gets a critical 1v2. I say critical, will it be so? Because they're still so far behind. I wish in that situation BSC just didn't peak forever.
I know, what could have been. Yeah, should have held on. Wasn't necessary to swing out in that moment. 10-1, finally 9Z on the board. Have to make it 10-2, not that that really changes the feel of the game all that much.
Nekiz gets himself the 1-for-1. BSD with a lovely peek on mine though, and a tag on Luchov. Maybe he knows that too. He can activate his cave player and Jota to peek. Maybe he doesn't realise that Luchov has pushed all the way through though, as that incendiary did go down toward default. I could give him a funny timing, but it's being watched and now being seen. Doesn't matter. Luchov is clean with it. Phelps holds on once more though, continues to do so. A 21 kill half from Phelps, and he might not be done yet.
Oh my.
Will hold on toward Luchov. It's only Lucan 1v3. And surely not much can be done. Being pushed here by Jota. He's looking away at the wrong time and taken. And would you believe it, in this BO5, we've started with 2 11-1s, but for both teams. See you in a minute.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. 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 How will I get out of the jungle? Everybody wanna stop me. 10 more steps up the mountain. Now everybody's looking for me. Spend my life in the desert till something changed inside of me. Now I'm flying over oceans. Everybody looking at me. I can run this town. 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 Full power, get louder. I'ma get strong, just watch me. Full power, get louder.
Well, Matt, I can't believe I'm saying this about someone younger than me, but Phelps is rolling back the years. What a half of Counter-Strike from him. 21-6. And once again, Jota, we saw it yesterday against Bestia, a fantastic ancient from him, and only 2 rounds needed to close.
That's the thing, is it was a great half from Phelps, but he had incredible supporting cast around him, and Jota and Nekiz in particular, who had some really big moments to just highlight that performance from Phelps, right? 11-1, that's just got to be map over every day of the week. It's more a question of how long can 9Z hold on for, and they have got a correct lean in towards the speed bomb side. Brilliant flashbang. Everybody blinded, heads rolling at the moment. Lucan and Max will combine for a couple of kills back, and all of a sudden, it's only Huasa Peak left.
4 kills so quickly, and actually I think 8 in total in the kill feed all at once. Didn't see that too often. That was an incredible fight. And Master Peak will be wondering, where on earth have all my friends gone in such quick fashion? And probably might have been wondering that the entire game so far, to be fair to him. Might get peeked from Cave at the worst possible time. There's the goof, there's the headshot. Phelps with another multi. Add it to the list. Is that now what? 6 or 7 of them? 23 kills, 12-1. They're going to win this game easier than 9Z won map 1.
I mean, that's just shocking. If you'd asked me what are the chances of that happening off the back of what we saw on the previous map, I would have said, put the pipe down, mate. 12-1.
BO5s can look funny, can't they? I mean, like, map picks don't necessarily mean like, who picked the map doesn't necessarily
More about
mean
the
that
order,
much.
right? Yeah.
So as you say, it's about the order. You mentioned it in the pre-game. Like, the map picks don't matter in a BO5, really. Like, whoever picked them. Helps gets another 2 kills, by the way. Everything seems to have gone right for him in this map.
I think even he's being shocked, though, Trav, because there's so many moments where he shoots at one player and he looks at the kill feed and he sees he's gotten 2 frags.
I know. I think... I'm going to keep an eye on the numbers and maybe bring that into the attention when we start map 3, because Phelps, this could be one of his highest rated games of his very long career. I'll actually tell you where it stands when I look back on it after the map is done.
Look at the fake. Yachts has done such a good job, the IGL, to draw the attention in towards this B bomb site while his teammates waltz into a vacant A site. Looking to finish off the job here, and now in emphatic fashion, 9Z, their hearts will sink into their stomach as they realize that they're on the wrong side of the map. They're chasing ghosts. They don't have a kit. This one's done. Too, right? They get themselves up to a very good position where they could close out the grand final in map number 4. It's almost like getting up to series points in a way when you go up 2-1 in the grand final. In the best of 5, rather.
Yeah, and it makes you feel good, but also you're only one bad map away from having the pressure of the 5th map. So it never lets up, really. It never lets up. I'll tell you who didn't let up. Phelps on map 2 for Gaimin Gladiators. He just dropped his career best rating after a long and storied career at 2.88. His previous best, a 2.61, was back in 2016 when they played against Liquid. Pimp and Hiko are on the team.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, that says it all. And you know what, Trav? He's picked up here on Dust where he left off on Ancient. He's opened up with another multi. If this is the form we're going to get out of Phelps going into the rest of the grand final, then 9Z could be in some deep trouble. He's going to continue to duel towards long, and he's going to continue to rack up kills as well. Still could be a chance, but it requires a Lucan masterclass.
We know he's got them in his locker, but he's not got the key to the locker. Run down by SHZ. Max now with no chance in the 1v4. Phelps with another 3-piece. I mean, I'm going to look again. I think he ended with 7 multi-kills on map 2. Add another one to the list in the series.
Yeah, multi-kill monster at the moment is Mr. Phelps. Max trying to save his USP, didn't have Kevlar, did not have utility. He'll still get hunted down anyway. Gaimin Gladiators open up favorably here and show what happened on Ancient was no fluke. And now, the question I kind of posed at the end of Ancient really does have to be considered, and it's that 9Z haven't been beaten up before with this roster. They haven't suffered heavy losses that they've then been able to bounce back from, or heavy losses they couldn't bounce back from, but then watched the demo, realized what went wrong, and they were able to figure it out afterwards. This is the first time that they've been put on the back foot with this exact team, and we have no idea how they're able to deal with it, if at all.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. And that's just the gamble you take. You might get the roster you want, but you might forego the opportunity to play at a really important LAN tournament for this team in particular, right? Like Pro League, the great thing about ESL Pro League is that so many teams from these lesser regions get opportunities to qualify for it. And 9Z haven't played one in a very long time. So, yeah, I think some of these players haven't played one in a very long time either.
Yeah, true. I mean, I don't think BSD's played at an international LAN before. Not sure. Yotta has. Neckies obviously has. So has Phelps, I'd imagine. SHZ has somewhere throughout his career as well. But what an incredible result that would be for this team if they could qualify for Pro League. What a huge boost it would be going into next season. Because obviously, you're playing to set your next season up. It's not going to be played this year. I think it's in like Feb or March when I checked earlier, season 23 of Pro League.
Yeah.
So imagine how nice that would be to go into the off-season knowing you've banked yourself an S-tier LAN at a minimum at the start of that next season.
And the addition of Phelps already feels like it's bore a lot of fruit, but if they actually qualify, that would be unreal. They are definitely an underdog in this entire bracket. You maybe look at the names and think, okay, they've got some no names here in Brazil, but I'd probably argue that Bestia should have beaten them yesterday, maybe should have been in the final, and 9Z should be beating them comfortably today, but it's a weird situation we're in with the roster changes that are coming through. Phelps once again looking to do some damage, should get a second, does get a second. 6-1 start for Phelps again, not letting up. Nice tap from Jota. Max will drop, and it's only the Lucan Deeg to find.
This is such an impressive turnaround from Gaimin Gladiators, because the way that they were beaten up on Train, I thought that they'd just get out-firepowered in this grand final. And they could see just a dominant 3-0 for 9Z. I even said, I've seen enough, and 9Z have got this one in the bag off the back of 3 rounds. I genuinely thought that would have been the tempo set for the rest of the final, but Gaimin Gladiators have answered back emphatically. As we go into the first gun round, Mayan is going to have his AWP with Kevlar behind him as well.
Yeah, you could make a funny meme out of that. 9Z got this in the bag, boys. ... 13-1.
Yeah, fast forward a couple hours and Gaimin Gladiators, they could have the title here in ECL Season 50. Still a long way ahead, yeah. Still a long way to go for both of these teams in this best-of-5 grand final. And wow, Neckies, that's just ruthless.
Yeah, the chained flashes there from Phelps, the slightly later flashes once he was all the way out long. Make that so awkward for the CT side. He's going charging through the CT smoke. What a madman. He's found one more kill. He's still alive. How is he still alive? Surely going down to Lucan, but saved. And it doesn't even matter that he gets taken down by SHZ because they've won the round already.
Oh my goodness. I mean, somebody had to cut him down eventually. It just wasn't fair for him to live throughout the entire round with how much he had done, even if it had to be his own teammate. 9Z calling for a pause. Remember, they've got Bit behind them, the legendary Brazilian coach, former player, going all the way back to, I think it was 1.6. It might have been Source, I'm not sure, but it's been around the block for a very long time, has Bit. And he's going to provide some valuable insights here as to how to try and turn the tide. It's early days yet, but not the start 9Z would have hoped for.
Suddenly, they look cooked. And they don't know how to get out of the oven, I'm afraid. I also looked back at when Phelps last played a Pro League. Of course, it's pretty recent with Imperial back in Season 20. Lost to Spirit in that one last year, so not a big difference. It's a bigger difference for some of the other players on the team. I think SHZ may have played one back in 2017 or 16, honestly, on Luminosity. And there's him, the man mentioned, starting off this anti-half buy.
Looking so tight in these sorts of rounds as well, where there are potential pitfalls for them against the half investments. Keeping things simple and direct, yet very effective. Massive Peaks Desert Eagle could prove to be fruitful here in this position, just rattling off shots. Phelps has had enough though. It's going to surge forward, will enable the kill there for Jota. Phelps will finish off the job. Another multi-kill for him as he's raced to 9 kills. And Gaimin Gladiators up to 5.
I'm on a absolute... Sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry, Trav. I was just going to say, if we keep in mind the tally off the back of map number 2 coming into map 3, the scoreline is currently 18-1 from Ancient into Dusk.
I know, right? Absolutely nutty. To keep along the track of my incessant history searching here, last time SHZ played ESL Pro League, Season 13 with MIBR, and that MIBR was Cello, Yell, SHZ, Bolts, and Denoco. Throwback.
Crazy. Honestly ridiculous. Big fight out towards long. The scuffle finally going to go 9Z's way. I say that Peak runs out of ammo at an untimely moment. Mayan seeking refuge in the smoke. Nate to break it open and actually lands an instant headshot down to Jota. He was definitely going to go down, so at least he finds a frag before he does.
Now a 2v2 that 9Z, if they don't find a way to win this, It just feels like the game's gotten away from them at the click of a finger. It's been so damn quick. They're going to team up together. I do think that's the right move to make. Max with his new partner in crime, Luchov, Uruguay and Argentinian power. And they are taking quite a while, Gaimin Gladiators. They're a bit worried about where these final two CTs are. They're not 100% certain, so it's going to be a plant now on A after taking some time to figure it out. Now we'll come through, and with no kit on Max or Luchov, they're going to need to hurry up here. Luchov does need this kill toward long. Timing's not looking good for him, though. He's looking away. Phelps with another free headshot, another multi. I mean, when are we going to stop saying it? We're saying it every bloody round at this point. Easy kill for SHZ. Max will go down 6-0. It's happening again.
Yes, it's getting out of control very quickly for 9Z. Very, very quickly. Just not able to deny these strong openings from Gaimin Gladiators, who are just brute forcing their way into the starts of these rounds, right? They're just straight up clashing with 9Z and then coming up with favorable exchanges from those clashes. I mean, that one was a net neutral, comes down to a 2v2, and Gaimin Gladiators win out the post plant. Phelps is looking like he's in flow state, though, right, Trav, with how clean and crisp his mechanics are at the moment.
I'm kind of... I was in a little bit of shock last night when BSD won that clutch against Bestia, and other crazy things were going on in that overtime in the third map. This is even more baffling, and not because it's a tight game with crazy things happening. It's not a close game with crazy things happening. Every single round, Gaimin Gladiators have the extra man over. They have the multi-kill master. Phelps is... It's like he's playing in 2017 on Prime SK all over again.
Just had a look at BSD's LAN history. Never played at an international LAN event before, let alone a LAN as prestigious as Pro League. So this is certainly the biggest game of his career so far. Yachts has been around for a lot longer. He's competed at multiple Pro Leagues before, Trav, with Imperial and with MIBR. So looking to try and return to that stage once again, and there he is, patiently waiting. Will punish the play made by Max. At least a success for May, and with that hero M4 in the round. Gonna have to do more, though, and he does find a necessary multi.
And sure, another advantage, but with the way this game's gone, I don't see it really changing much. Jota will hold on in mid for 2 as well. That's huge.
Brilliant.
I mean, they are going to get the bomb down on toward A, but the fact that he's found 2 there gets them back into it. Sure, 2 AKs in play, duel taken by SHZ. Just still don't feel like they're in a position to recover this. Luchov yet to frag. The new addition, the guy we were so excited for, not starting well on Dust 2, but there we go. That could be a critical impact kill. Looking for one more, and the trade's available. Lucan is there. They team up, and finally, 9Z will stop the rot.
Yeah, finally they get themselves on the board. I mean, it was always looking pretty good for them. I mean, that's the half investment that'll go their way, and I was kind of backing them until Yotta gets his double before he goes down. 2v2 was the result, but they make the retake happen, an instant trade out of Lucan to secure the round. Gotta have to be more where that came from. Can't afford to just be one round in isolation.
Phelps didn't get a kill, and they didn't win the round.
Coincidence? I think not.
As you say, they have to build on this now. They have to build on this.
Oh, Lucan, this is pretty brave because all these jumps going to be heard by Yotta, and all of a sudden just appears like a magic trick when Lucan peeks around the corner again. Yotta's just standing out in the open. Lucan lucky to be alive. This Gaimin Gladiators start to apply pressure up long.
Yeah, Mayan feeling like he needs to chuck in his incendiary, and he'd be right. It's a good one, actually. It stops Phelps from making his way up, and now worried about the headshot angle, playing the headshot angle himself. Big kill from Harasso Peak. Dirty tap on toward Phelps, but Nekiz, great luck. 2 quick kills. Now they should know where Harasso Peak was residing. Yeah. Bomb is already being herded away. Nekiz is keeping him locked in. Tag to the molly. Now they know for sure. Oh my word. 7-1 for sure.
Imminent. Huasapi going to try and save the Yorp, but look at this from Yotta, already pushed himself into elevator. Huasapi never expects that, and Yotta will execute him. 12-2. He's gone one step further than Phelps here, showing that it's not just the Phelps show. And like I said on Ancients, even though Phelps did get, like 25 kills by the end of the map, Nekis and Yotta had some really big moments as well. Moments that certainly enabled them to have such a dominant victory. And now for 9Z, it's back to square one. I mean, even though they win that one round, the 7th round, they only kept one player alive. So it's straight back into half-by territory. Gaimin Gladiators tearing ahead here on map number 3.
And BSD has not even needed to do anything so far. The riflers are dominating.
Yeah, his job will more be down to that second half, right, on the CT side with the Yorp. Probably where he'll be required a bit more. Haven't seen much out of Mayanzorp in the series, Trav. I mean, there were some moments on train, but really nothing massive. Haven't seen much out of the Yorpers in general. It's really been a game down to the riflers so far.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's game 1 with Mayan, so I'm not going to beat up on him too much. It's never... You can have a honeymoon period with a new team. It can happen, absolutely, but at the end of the day, it does take a while.
You still want to see signs, at a minimum.
Exactly. It takes a while to build synergy, but signs are something you want to see from an individual.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
So far, a bit quiet.
Well, he was the hero in the previous half-by round. He had the M4 on that occasion. This time it's Scout at his disposal. Quite a bit of space being offered up here by 9Z, and Gaimin Gladiators happily oblige. First time we've seen a real default being played out by the T side here. Taking their time, looking to build themselves into this round, clearing out all the nooks and crannies with their utility. Around 45 seconds on the clock, time to make some decisions.
Phelps and Jota, 23 kills between them. Rest of the server, only just overtaken the two of them. Oh, the dink on the cross for Nekis. Mine also getting tagged up with that scout. Needs a few tags on his side to try and bait in Luchov. Thankfully, there's a rifler on the scene, but Lucan looks away, and it allows the kill onto Mine and Luchov. He's now going to do this all by himself. Good jiggles, good taps, but only one more, and the smoke up means they can cross. A boost maybe. Get something done, but they've made noise on trying it. And Nekis is already looking at the gap, you can see. And he's not even going to show his head to it at all, I don't think. No kit, Matt.
Yeah, and probably even a conversation to be had about maybe saving the M4. You send in the 5.7, you send in the MP9, see if they can find success, and then maybe the M4 comes in afterwards. It's now only the M4 left, and not even for much longer. Nekis will seal the deal 8-1. Good job there from Gaimin Gladiators, because it did seem like at one point that they might have had a bit of trouble getting into the B-bomb site when 9Z had 3 players there kind of pinging contact off of each other. Sometimes you can see those moments just completely collapse for the T side, but they're able to keep their composure, cover their bases, calmly get the kills necessary, then shift into the B-bomb site, drop the smoke before they try and cross, cover all their bases.
Phelps and Jota not stopping. Another triple kill from the main man, the IGL for the team. 15-3, giving Phelps some help. And to be fair, he was the perfect right-hand man on map 2 as well. Phelps dropping his best ever career rating with a 2.88. Overtaking a game against Liquid from 2016. Crazy long time. That Liquid was Hiko, JDM, Pimp, Nitro and Elige. And Phelps was playing with Henny, Lucas, Bolts and Zeus of all people.
But Trav, everybody's always telling me that Pimp wasn't a good pro player. He's playing at that level. Must have been pretty decent. Alright, man. Yeah. Here's your moment with the AWP. Not going to connect. That's an important shot to hit as the AWP in general in that position. Head spotted. But Lucan actually will be able to get a kill. Doesn't stop Gaimin Gladiators from getting onto the bomb site. Phelps desperately fighting tooth and nail right now. Will find a favorable angle on Luchov. Brings it back into a 4v4, but there's so many players here for 9Z, they should have a very good chance of still winning the round.
Yeah, finally they've managed to swarm, and BSD will get caught. Unfortunately, no chance to integrate himself into the game. 8-2. Now maybe a chance for 9Z to integrate themselves into the game, but they need an 8-4. It's absolute necessity for them.
Yeah, rock bottom bare minimum, and even then it's going to be very difficult to fight back. And there's no point at looking at the statistics for 9Z on any of these maps. Their T-side stats, CT-side stats, all of those just mean nothing with the double roster change. So it's not like we can think, okay, well, at least the T-side's normally where they do their best work. It just doesn't matter. We have no idea with this team right now, where they're at, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. Look at this from Lucan, but the pole? No way. It's actually just helped him out there. It's kind of provided a bit of a shield. It soaked up a bunch of that damage. He will still go down. That was inevitable, but at least he gets a kill before he does.
Yeah, he's trying to push the issue, because the Lucan we know and love, the Lucan that is the player that has kind of dominated Tier 2 South America for a little while now. Played so many good games in the Urbano and Levy roster of 9Z on his third stint with the team, remember, of course, dating back maybe about 5 or 6 years now, been in and out, took a break, came back, still looked great. Well, he needs to, maybe he's feeling like he needs to take the initiative here, take the assertiveness. Luchov 1 and 10, Mayan, I should say Max, sorry, 2 and 9. They've been kept very, very quiet. 4v4, long control for Gaimin Gladiators. Bomb in tow. Still SHZ waiting outside tunnels for a rotation, or at least some sound cues. And now it could be Max called into question.
Yeah, going to be tested. He has got some support. Good time on the break of the smoke. SHZ with his lurk will be able to activate, but it's an inconsequential kill in terms of trying to get onto the A-bomb site itself. These frags now start to certainly make a difference. He's even drawn Mayan's attention into CT. Max has been waiting all this time on the bomb site itself, and he will be able to hold it down for the clutch.
There we go. Finally something to shout about. It's still a long way back, but they have a handle hold in terms of a big moment. Their first big moment in a very, very long time. And you can imagine the reaction from wherever they're playing in the world right now. I'm sure they're getting a bit loud, trying to G themselves up and say, guys, we've gone missing. Where have we gone? Max has given them the opportunity. And as I said, look, 2 and 9 before that round. Doesn't matter. If you win a round for your team all by yourself, that's what matters.
And they've got a chance here at getting a fourth, because there's a couple of weaker weapons coming into this round for the T-side, a Mac 10 and a few Galils in the mix as well. 9Z maybe giving themselves something to work with here at the tail end of this first half. And it's just going to be an all-in play into this B-bomb side from the T side.
Holding on pretty well is Max once again. USP out though, so he needs Luchov to step up, and they're going through a smoke. Oh, awkward for a second, but it's okay. It's okay. It looked bad. Max got 2 with the USP to settle things down, and it is a bit of a lifeline. 4 rounds. It's something to work with. They've been nowhere for a whole map and a half, it feels. But if they win that second half pistol, there is a conversation on the recovery. Gaimin Gladiators with the lead, looking to close out and get 1 map away from Pro League. 9Z will ever so slightly integrate themselves back into this game, but Gaming Gladiators still in control.
Yeah, they are. And finally, competitive half, at least relatively speaking, compared to what we've had in the two maps preceding this. It was 11-1 on both of those maps, now an 8-4 9Z. Somewhat in the ascendancy. Certainly will be if they can win this pistol. What's the plan? 9Z have taken their time in all of their T-side pistols so far. It's going to be an explosion in towards, say, bomb site. They have still got a smoke and 2 flashes in play. Nothing untoward from Gaimin Gladiators, just letting the round kind of come to them.
SHZ with the P2K from the ramp on the headshot angle. Flash now ready as he hears the preparation. Could be a drop in towards CT here from Hasso Peak. That's exactly what happens. And he's not dead yet. They're about to swarm the site, and it's going to be a run over. Phelps again with a great tap from range. And Jota actually did deal with Lucan over toward long. So we've recovered it into a 3v3. Phelps still able to deal with Hasso Peak. Not sure how he's got that one. Thankfully, Max will put him down. But now it's all down to the aforementioned Max. He won a 1v2 early. He's got to win one here as well. Bomb planted in a pretty awkward position. There's no kit in play, actually. So they're going to hold it behind that box. It's still being held, that 10-second defuse, and Max is not going to get close to this one, I don't think. It's going to come through. And Max, he might get a couple of kills for some money, but Jota will finish it off. And that's 9-4 on the board.
Such intelligent positioning there from Nekis to tuck himself in behind the box as much as he can and still reach the bomb there to stick the defuse while the cover's provided by Jota, who's just not missing at the moment. 18-6 out of the IGL. Oh man, I mean, that was a really good start there for 9Z, right? As you mentioned, just running over the defense on the A-bomb side, able to find those 2 initial kills. Phelps gets another multi, and Gaimin Gladiators piece the round back together from there. That one ain't no Humpty Dumpty. We straight into the following round of force buy from 9Z. Flash is very good to blind up Max, but thankfully for him, his teammates there to support him. He regains his vision and he gets a kill.
Pisty, oh, that's a big miss. Having a poor game as opposed to everyone else on the team. Wildness in the smoke. And Lucan and Max will get away with it. So there's the instigator, maybe. A force buy win straight off the bat. A free AWP to be recovered too. And if they can get past this Gaming Gladiators force buy, then that'll be 9-6 and then probably 9-7.
Yeah, that would be the desirable kind of destination, I suppose, for 9Z. CT side looking to be a lot more active here in this round, just running in towards tunnels. I think Luchov's heard this. Yeah, you can see with the way he's trying to set up his utility. It's actually forced 9Z to use quite a lot of their util in a way that they wouldn't have wanted to coming into this round.
Jota will get spooked a little bit on short with that Deagle. Pisty already tagged up to half as well as they look to try and take some presence in tunnels. Lucan playing very far back, just watching for the information. And that's categorized a number of the 9Z plays so far. It feels like they're playing a bit of a slower T-side to try and get Luchov and Mayan understanding what they want to do more often than not.
Well, right now, what they're going to try and do is get themselves out towards long. This is impossible for SHZ with the 5-7. Actually will get a kill before he goes down, which is inevitable. Thankfully for 9Z, elsewhere they've been able to get a kill in middle, so it's a man advantage. Nekis, though, resides in behind the car with only a P250. Molly, does it go deep enough? It does. Oh, very good work from them. Going to get that kill. Should be an easy follow-up frag onto Phelps. Job done here for 9Z as they will get the 6th round on the board and draw within 3, which should be the gap close to just 2 off the back of the Santi Eco.
Yep, it's going to be 9-7.
What a game. You came into this one and you said that you can basically guarantee that Dust 2 will be the most competitive affair we've had in the series so far. Certainly has delivered. Oh, okay. Like that flashbang. Really like the flashbang there. I think it's the only thing they invested into here in this full eco, and it's enabled a kill. Bit of economic damage. Should be the only frag, though.
Yeah, all the way through, but Bomb will be able to path its way in through tunnels and get onto B. Herded away from the risk. And now it feels like it's anyone's Dust 2. And such an important map in the series as well. You've touched on it already. Whoever wins it, one map away from Pro League, has that 2-1 lead, has a bit of a buffer, knowing they're guaranteed a 5th map.
2 chances, right? 2 opportunities to finish off the job. Ninesy are going to be breathing a lot easier here in this position than they were a couple rounds back. Very slow to start on Dust 2, but they have kind of drawn Gaimin Gladiators all the way back to within arm's reach. And this next gun round is actually really important, and it'll give us a good indication as to what we can expect going into the rest of the map. Because if Gaimin Gladiators win this next gun round, they maintain their position in complete control of Dust 2. If they lose the gun round, then it starts to enter some murky territory, and it basically just completely opens up the game at that point. Pressure is on. Not going to be an open play for the CT side either.
With a pause, I believe, here. We don't have a timer at the top of our screen. Look how far away the spawns are, actually, for 9Z in this round. We've got 3 pretty much solidified for the B spawn, and 2 nearer the A side. Of course, one of the few maps in the pool, the only map in the pool, I should say, that has these unique spawns. Usually they are set spawns, like on every other map. Dust 2 is still unique in that sense.
Big moment here for Gaimin Gladiators in the second half. They've won the pistol, empty-handed since then. 3 rounds on the bounce here for 9Z as they draw back into almost even keel. Pressure on Max here as the IGL to try and keep these calls coming. Try and stay on top of these rounds. Not like he's going to have a very deep or expansive playbook that he can draw on.
Yeah, he can't be indecisive. As the saying goes, he used to be indecisive, now he's not so sure.
I like that one. Put that in the back pocket. Well, 9Z are sure about what they want to do here. It's going to be numbers up, catwalk into short into that A-bomb site. Not much resistance between them and A from here either.
Yeah, big round for the CT side of Gaimin Gladiators now. They've had an incredible streak with Phelps and Jota putting in incredible work. And now BSD has got some work to do himself. Really needs to step up here. Only 3 and 10 in the game, taking that Galil into this gun round. Not an easy weapon to use from this sort of range on these headshot angles that he's about to face, but Jota does really well. He finds his 1, in comes the re-swing from long, 2 players holding it. Luchov trying to tap away, jiggle on these headshot angles. Neck is still toward elevator, but dealt with by Max, and that's the important one. Max is dealing with them all. 2 kills, assist on the final one as well. Lucan found Phelps in the meantime. 9Z are now here to play again.
Well, maximum impact in these rounds coming through from the IGL because he's been vital in these key rounds. Getting some big kills there in the post plant. Was always awkward for Gaimin Gladiators. I mean, BSD just wishes he had an AWP. He's been anonymous on this map so far. which is a big problem. He's 3 and 11. You know, in the position there with the Galil, he looked super uncomfortable. Would have wished he had the AWP in that position to maybe just have a bit of an easier time trying to cut the players down as they cross onto the A bomb site. And it's so awkward when you're then dueling with the AKs on site and it's just headshot battles, right? Because you're obviously going to be at a disadvantage at that point. 9-8, 9Z continue to fight their way back. They were 9-4 down at one point. And Max has been a key contributing factor, not only with his calls, but his firepower as well.
Yeah, of course. Historically, 9Z is one of the maps where they've done some of their best work. Dust 2 was a main pick for them for quite a while. With some of their older rosters, some of their previous star players like DGT and Davideus in days gone by. Mentioned that IM Dallas run they had in 2024, the famous Stewie 2K winning with G2 event. They made the semi-finals there, lost to G2 in that said semi-final, used Dust 2 to great effect over the course of that tournament. Luchov will entry BSD here against the Pistols. That gives him a 5v3. And 9s will be where we are sat.
And now it's concerning for Gaimin Gladiators, who have been kind of coasting up until this point. They've been in complete control. Now there's a lot of scoreboard pressure bearing down on them. Especially because these rounds have been so convincing from 9Z, and you can just see that in terms of the money that they have in the bank. These rounds they've been winning haven't even really been much of a contest.
And it wasn't an issue earlier. I don't want to beat up on it too much at all. But now I think BSD being 3 and 12 is starting to become a little bit of an issue. We need to see him get somewhere near a Neki's level of frag count.
Yeah. I mean, he's finally going to have the AWP in the second half. I think it's the first time he's going to have his AWP at his disposal here on the defensive half of the map. And this is where we need to see him come to life. Because if you lose this round for Gaimin Gladiators, all of a sudden there's quite a large cause for concern.
Did he have it on round 2, or was it a scout? I forget.
Must have been a scout. Because, yeah, I don't think anybody got, like, enough kills in the pistol to have dropped it for him either. No knife frags, must have been a scout.
But yeah, I'm not sure. For some reason I remember it on that second round. I remember him in CT with it, peeking on the smoke on the cross on A, but maybe I'm wrong. I could very much be wrong. Phelps is my second hit here, and yeah, completely rounded on. S8Z got caught as well, and all of a sudden, 9Z are all over them.
I love that so much from Luke, and just brimming with confidence there with the way that he charges through the smokes and then wraps around them, just crunching in on the Gaimin Gladiators players who try and play with confidence coming into this round by taking those duels in towards long, but they get shattered. And then an immediate pivot coming through from 9Z as well. Lucan going to be here in position to try and keep up the pressure in towards the, say, bomb site, but Gaimin Gladiators kind of seem to have an idea that something is afoot right now. Going to be a little bit late to the party though, as 9Z already have assumed full control of this B bomb site. Now I'm not even sure if you want to attempt this retake as Gaimin Gladiators, because if you lose both these rifles, then you're going to have to eco in the next, and one's already been dropped. You've got Lucan, who could deny further weapons being saved, and 9Z will get themselves the lead.
Yeah, Nekiz saw a gap. Unfortunately, that gap closed very quickly, and the gap is going to close on BSD and Yoto as well. Gaimin Gladiators, 9 rounds on the board. It's been that way for quite a while. 9Z have found a lead all over again. Out of what feels like kind of nowhere. They were completely on the back foot for much of this map and a half. Now it's their turn to have a streak, and it's starting to look a little bit more like the 9Z were expecting again.
Yeah, I mean, at its most one-sided, it was an 8-1 scoreline for Gaimin Gladiators at one point, and then 9-4 as well. But since 8-1, they've won 1 round, while 9Z have won 9. And they should be able to add another to the tally here with just the half-buy to go up against. We spoke about how 9Z have almost like seamlessly been able to get themselves back in control, and I think that Max is actually the biggest catalyst for that. He had some really important multi-kills to get things going here on this T side, and the rest of the team has kind of come to the party around him since then.
And scaring Gaimin Gladiators a bit for sure with the couple of clutches that he got. A little bit of a warning sign, right? The 1v2 on the A-bomb site. to get a couple of rounds at the end of that first half.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. 9Z don't want to slip up here. They've done really well to get themselves to this position. Want to build a bit of daylight between themselves and Gaimin Gladiators. That's a nice angle there from SHZ. Will catch the top of Luchov, takes off his lid. 38 seconds left on the clock. They're going to try and pivot to B, but Nekis is there. He's gotten the kill on Lucan, so that's no longer an option. They now have to go back to plan A.
And it has to be Huasso Peak. Bit of a slow game by his high standards. Good spam on Jota, but Reload having to come through. Could get pounced upon, but thankfully, Phelps gets removed in front of his eyes, and it's a great frag on BSD again. No way into the game for BSD. He may as well be having a blue screen of death right now. 2v2. Damage done to Nekis, 45 health, big damage with the nade, and that is a kill that matters. The Deagle spam from SHZ should work out now, it does work out, and of all the rounds they win to get back to even kill, it's that one.
Yeah, what a way to answer back some key moments there. SHG with this Desert Eagle to open up, and then Neki's denying that option there for 9Z to try and rotate back into the B bomb site. And then SHG and Neki's both go on to get more kills thereafter. Level up the scoreline at 10 apiece. Just too many bodies for 9Z to try and deal with. I love the pressure coming through from the CT side as well, while 9Z are trying to plant the bomb. They know there can only be one duel at that moment. 10 all. Finally a competitive map between these two teams.
Matt, I think the only way Gaimin Gladiators stay in this map is to win a round like that. Because obviously, winning with a half buy, as you can see, gives you residual cash. 3.5 on BSD, 2.4 on Jota, etc, etc. 9Z had built up so much of a bank. They had like quintuple digits on 4 or 5, or even maybe all 5 players. Maybe only Huasso Peak, of course, because he died quite a lot. Didn't have the quintuple digits. So, look, that is critical for their recovery, and 9Z got such a big bank to fall back on. I mean, Gladiators are going to have to do it the hard way, right? So,
yeah,
a round and a half by like that might have been the only way they can.
It's one of the major concerns, as what you just highlighted there, is that 9-0 got so much money, and it means that it's all good and well Gaimin Gladiators win that half buy as a reprieve, but got to be a follow-up from it here and now.
Oh, Jota made noise. M4A4 on that headshot angle. Never really
3 players here.
M4, and yes, 3 players, but now only 2. They're getting whittled down. Max, Luchov, and the flash from Lucan. Breaking them through all over again. Nekis is making so much noise in this rotation. He does hear them coming out mid, and does see 2, but I don't think that information is going to be enough.
Now you play off of Huasso Peak and long, because he's realized how much space has been afforded to him with 3 players being spotted on short, 1 in CT, known now as well. You can assume that there has to be 1 leaning in towards the B bomb site, so Huasso Peak just takes all the space up long. Oh, look at this from Jota though, that molly so well timed, and it's going to give up the information he will burn alive. That molly is massive, because if they don't actually consider the flank, Jota could have gutted them from the inside out.
Yeah, could have dropped the bomb, could have maybe dropped 2, could have fallen back, could have played out a 2v2. It's all coulda, shoulda, woulda now. Oh, no chance of a save for Phelps. And now winning on the half buy means so much to them. It means they can afford at least something, right, into this following round, and it means that you can play with a buy at 10-11 down and don't have to give up 12. Huge difference.
And it's basically here and now for Gaimin Gladiators, because if they lose this round, yeah, it's probably game over. Yeah, this is a very difficult position they find themselves in. 11-10, one last roll of the dice, double AWP being invested into. We've seen Phelps doing that quite a bit more recently, not so much throughout his career, but we saw it as a pretty valuable asset yesterday against Bestia.
That is true. He started hot again, did Phelps, on the first half here on T side, but as you say, now that hot touch has been put in the fridge a little bit. More lukewarm now.
Yeah, if that. It's like a pizza that you bought an hour ago. It's been sat on the kitchen counter. It's like barely warm. Almost necessary to put it back into the microwave at that point.
Some people like cold pizza, though, don't they? Like,
yeah, but some people are
leftovers.
also psychopaths. So, just if you did a Venn diagram of the two, Trav, it would be a perfect circle.
Type 1 in chat if you like cold pizza.
And we mean like as in prefer over freshly cooked pizza.
Well, that is a stretch, though. That's a real...
BSD. He's been able to find a frag. Lucan will double down. BSD wants to try and force the fight. Mayan on the angle, though, will cut him down. BSD desperately chasing the losses there. Ends up digging the hole even deeper.
Yeah, he's being exposed here pretty heavily. And
Oh.
swing, though. Okay. All of a sudden, that switches around back into their favour again. Never know what you're going to get next between these two teams, and Phelps got that secondary AWP in a great position. Easy kill. 11 all. We're guaranteed round 24. What next?
Well, who the hell knows? Feels like overtime is destined at this point. I can't believe the double kill spray down here from Neckies. He's not even aiming at Lucan, but the bullets certainly do connect. Perfect spray control to get both those kills. It feels like 9Z just overthinking some of these rounds, not going for the simple and direct approach, which would have been just pushing up long to get onto A from there. 11 all, 13-5 map 1, 13-1 map 2, all 24 rounds map number 3. The series is all over the place, and I'm all for it.
At least BSD does have his AWP again, even though that round was won in a pretty tight fashion. Oh, could get caught again here, though. He's been seen. Huaso Peak, that's all he needs. A pixel is what he'll grab. An SAZ on long with an M4A4. So hard to tap at range. He's going to have to push his way back into the site somehow. Try and bring himself back into the action. But Huaso Peak is already far enough forward. Even though he's blinded up by his own teammate's flash. He finds Jota as well. And Nekis needs to go huge all over again. He's found his one, and he's still standing, actually, on ramp. But 9Z have gotten out of there, not taking any gambles here. Or have they?
Are they overcooking again? Are they overcooking again? I'm not sure. I mean, this is vaguely doable with how low both Luchov and Max are. Necky's going to try and make a play through the smoke. He's gotten past Luchov, but Max, thankfully, has his wits about him. That could have been a disaster. But it will be 9Z who get themselves up to map and series point. Just one of them.
Oh, boy. Phelps with the secondary AWP has got to save it. Got to save it. Have a chance at overtime. Their money is pretty much nowhere. Pots and pans for the final round of regulation. I don't think he's going to get out with this one. I'm going to tell you right now. He's being encircled. And there we go. Lucan taps him down. 9Z have a chance for a 2-1 lead in this BO5 Grand Final. We could still have a very long way to go. But it'll be beside now the Argentinian core of 9Z, who will be feeling a lot more relaxed.
I see there's an MMA ball knower in chat. BSD needs to stick to MMA, he says, which is a reference to a fighter named Benoit Saint Denis. So pretty cool. Had a fight this past weekend, Trav. He was deadly, mate. He was deadly. Always
Not like his namesake,
MMA references. Yeah, evidently not like BSD in this game. My goodness, he's had a really tough time on Dust.
I mean,
one chance.
It's weird though, right? Because it says a lot that we knew coming into this game. He's one of the most inexperienced players on the entire server, right? Like,
yeah, I
never
know.
played an international LAN. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't show. It's showing here.
It is. I mean, Gaimin Gladiators were coasting at 8-1. It was the Yotta and Phelps show. Certainly slowed down since then. Oh my goodness, Phelps is lucky to be alive. He's going to try and get out of dodge, which he will. And a little bit of wallbang damage there from Huaso Peak is enough to dispel him altogether. Just working the map here with this default R9Z. Looking to try and craft some sort of an opening. Oh my. Oh my. Neckies, this is naughty. Lucan not going to spot him. And that will cost him his life. First blood drawn here by the CT side. MP9 for Nyota. Not able to finish off what he started. Back to long. No.
Back to short. Luchov will make his way up with Mayan. Mayan, the bomb carrier, now traversing their way up. SHZ has got Phelps in support. Maybe they can take the attention away from each other somewhat, but there is one Molotov. If that's put onto a default, which it won't be, it'll be put on Goose. That could change everything. Phelps still standing on the site. BSD's hit a dig. What a critical dig that could prove to be. And Phelps pounces. Now a real chance with 4 seconds. They just have to stay alive. Hide in CT. Should be no issue. And there we go. They time out staring at each other with more rounds to play.
I tell you what, Huaso Peak had to be a bit more active there with this flank through from long, because if he does push a bit more actively up long, he catches both SHC and Phelps on the bomb site. He would have had them dead to right, but he was very apprehensive. And that means that Gaimin Gladiators were able to hold on. They forced the game into overtime here on map number 3. We've had it all here in this best of 5, and we could still have 2 maps to follow.
Oh... We had with a 1 hour tech delay in one of our Cup 4 games. We had a game that finished at 4:30 a.m. for you and 2:30 a.m. for me. If we go map 5, we could be going a bit later. I have a feeling.
I'm all here for it, man. My last scheduled cast of the year. Let's make it a banger.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Nothing more of a banger than a BO5 Grand Final, calling the end to the season of ESL Challenger League. Paravision have made Pro League, Linvision have made Pro League, Semperfi have made Pro League. We're looking now for either one of 9Z or Gaimin Gladiators in maybe the next hour and a bit.
NRG have made Pro League as well, Trav, don't forget.
Have they?
Well, I mean, they just haven't played the final yet, but they have made Pro League. Here we go, into overtime. Mental reset for both of these teams. Again, there's been a lot of change-ups in the mid-rounding here from 9Z. It's been quite chaotic in this half for them. Neckies will double down. Phelps still in towards the back of the bomb site, undetected. So he could be that extra man that catches the T's off guard. Times his peak onto max really nicely. That's the bomb that's been dropped and causes a big headache for this T side.
Yeah, that is the piece that was needed to maybe make this round winnable. Phelps does go down to the AWP, but they are being watched by BSD, and they don't know where SHZ is going to be coming from. 18 seconds to somehow get that bomb, but they've actually managed to find BSD, and that's when SHZ shows his hand. No way that's how they recover it.
It's such good patience not to panic. Hold their nerve, hold the lines, get the kills. Job done, easy as. And 9Z up to 13, not when it matters the most, but they are up to 13.
Oh man, we're having these crazy moments all over again. Rounds that Gaimin Gladiators will not be wanting to watch back later. Look at Jota pushing up middle in the kind of no man's land, but he gets his 1-for-1. That's fine, Neckers. Or was he caught looking at the mini-map there? Surely. Too late to react. SHZ responds. At least Huaso Peak will go down, but Phelps caught in middle. And now, even though BSD is hearing a whole lot here, he's going to try and catch one. Oh! What can you say?
Not much. I can just grimace and make noises. Yuck.
Owie.
Yeah, bring the bleach out for that one, Trav. Come on, SHZ. What has he got here for us? Good first frag found. That's Max taken down. Mayan fairly low. Kit, a flash, and a dream.
2 mollies. That's pretty insane to still have 2 mollies at that stage of the round, right? Means that SHZ has to wait it out. Flash over, will go for a peek now. Can he somehow isolate one of these 2 players and make it a 1v1? Oh my goodness, he can. 16 HP on Mayan, he was so willing. Even 1 bullet from death to go for that reface. Props to you, my friend.
Yeah, great confidence is exactly what you need out of your Orpra as well. A man who's going to back himself in those tense moments. 14-12, 9Z build some daylight between themselves and Gaimin Gladiators once again. And now BSD's in that sticky situation where he can't actually afford the AWP anymore. So Nekis will drop him one. I think SHZ is able to drop an extra M4. You can see they're just taking this time here to figure out what their investment's going to look like. But they need this last round. That's just non-negotiable. You can never afford to go 0-3 in your first half of overtime.
Yeah, as I like to say, kind of referencing the safety cars in Formula One, 2-1s can breed more 2-1s in overtime. Seems to keep the rounds flowing. 3-0s are very hard to string together. And I think Gaimin Gladiators right now would take the 2-1 and rip it out of your hand. They need it badly.
Yeah, this is game over if it goes 0-3. Did really well to force the game into overtime. Shouldn't have had to have been the team to force it into OT, with them having been up 8-1, 8-4 in the half, 9-4 after winning the second half pistol. And then it was all uphill battle from there for Gaimin Gladiators. And they're back into a high-pressure situation. What a flux of emotions both these teams have experienced so far throughout these maps in this grand final. The highs and the lows with everything in between. And BSD, well, it's mostly just been lows. Mayan already cut him down here in the round.
Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about the game he's having anymore. He'll be the man who will know it more than anyone. He'll be feeling it pretty badly right now. Lucan has got some great timing walking out middle after getting that kill. They're not just going to go on that one of 9Z.
Oh
Nekis has no clue. Phelps is all alone on B with an AWP. And they're about to swarm him. Obviously, Max a bit concerned about that smoke being blown open in CT. Not connected with a kill yet, and Phelps actually does find Huasso peak. Max is getting toward doors here to help out, but no, Mayan does cut him down in the end. And Luchar waiting, still finds one before he goes down. It could have been none, but one could be enough. Now SHZ, another clutch opportunity. Incendiary will be decent, but he goes straight into Mayan. There is the clean 3-0. They need one on CT to go up 2-1 in the series.
Well, how influential has Mayan been here in overtime? I mean, another triple kill coming through from him. I think a double in the round before that, an opening kill in that round. Big kills in post plants as well from him in his AWP. 3 chances now for 9Z. 3 opportunities to seal the fate of Dust 2 and go up 2-1 in this grand final.
Surely this is too much to ask of Gaimin Gladiators.
Surely, right? Too tall of an order. Haven't they got it in them? Very spread out default. Bit of a contrast from what we saw from them in regulation. It's a lot more grouped up plays from them on their T side. Z not making any moves either. They realize that if they can just have one round of a stern, solid defense, that would get them across the line. Don't want to take unnecessary risks. Luchov will. I mean, he's taking quite a bit of damage, but that won't deny him getting the kill.
Luchov holds on. Max. And a CT player as well. Good catch on Jota trying to work his way out from tunnels. Could that be the beginning of the end? The flick round to find Phelps. How's he done that then? 4v2, SHZ and BSD. They need more than 6 letters to find their way back into this 2v4. Smoke into CT should allow a bomb plant, but if there was ever a time for BSD to set up and find some after plant kills, it would be now. There's going to be a long flank coming all the way back in position from Morasso Peak. He's not really shown his hand completely yet, but Max will go down. Hang on. Headshot angle seen by Lucan. Missed the pre-fight. It's all falling apart. BSD does find his one, and now they know where Lucan is. He was tapping away, couldn't find the kill, and somehow the 2v4 comes off.
Oh my, okay. Is that the 2v4, the catalyst that Gaimin Gladiators needed to inject some life back into this campaign? Could very well be. SHZ with a monumental triple kill. BSD gets his necessary frag as well. 15-13. Gaimin Gladiators survive for now.
Oh, that is a round that's going to be in 9Z's mind if they don't get this game won in the next couple of rounds. Their own mental, they kind of need it won here and now, it feels like. They're working their way out long. Oh, that's a terrible start, though. Jota trying to spam away while not being able to see much at all. Takes his teammate down, and Luchov technically gets 3 kills. 2 of them will be credited to him. And just like that, when you think Gaimin Gladiators had a lifeline, BSD and Nekiz 2v5 is a whole lot different when you don't have the bomb than a 2v4 when you do.
Yeah, how anticlimactic is that one? Off the back of a resounding 2v4 post plant, they just get shut down. And the bomb in full control of the CT side should make this completely irrecoverable. 3 players triangulated here towards long. You've got a 4th who's not far away, controlling short. Nekiz and BSD have to try and combine. They're going to continue to cycle the utility into long doors, making matters even more challenging. Nekiz and BSD looking to try and find a way to even emerge through the doors, but you've got Huasso Peak who can swing, and it's only BSD left, not for much longer. Huasso Peak will execute him. 9Z win map number 3, 16-13, and they're 1 map away from Pro League.
Oh boy, I can't quite believe 9Z have managed to win that game. At some point, the conversations in this particular map were, okay, they've gone completely missing. Completely missing. It was 8-1 and 9-4. Gaimin Gladiators
3 to a Pain or an Imperial even.
I think an Imperial is a tough one to call because they are involved, Imperial, right, in a lot of big events, and they do play a lot of teams at the Tier 2 South American level and some international teams as well. But it's a stat that for those of you in chat right now who are looking to do your pick'ems, be cognizant of the fact that if you're picking Imperial, they've only beaten 3 EU teams in the entirety of 2025 internationally, right? And they don't even win everything in South America. So I think for 9Z, they're going to be looking at where Imperial are, where even, as you say, where even Pain are, looking at their former player DGT and saying, maybe that's where we can be, a little bit below Pain, in between Pain and Imperial, and trying to be relevant again in this era of CS. But we're underway on Inferno now, and a very quick start from BSD and Nekiz. 1 HP on BSD off the rip, but Nekiz has done a great job. 2 quick kills into a middle. Apologies for the slight delay in getting this one started. Apologies for the yap. But now we can yap about what's on your screen instead.
Yeah, big moment here for Luchov, going around the corner. Yeki's on the opposite side, and Nekiz will hold it down. Thought he was the one to hit the final tap. It's actually SHZ, doesn't matter. Gaimin Gladiators, what a way to open up on Inferno. That
seemed very discombobulated for 9Z as well, that split. They all kind of peaked at different timings. I understand the split is it's meant to look like that sometimes, but the first kills that come through for Nekiz seems like it cancelled their plan immediately.
That's why I just like the initiative being taken by Gaimin Gladiators, not sitting back on the back foot, letting 9Z come to them, but instead taking the fight to their opponents. Works the trick. Of course, it's also Gaimin Gladiators who had the choice of sides coming into this 4th map. Defensive half is where they begin proceedings as they open up with that pistol. And now should be able to follow that up with a pretty easy anti-eco, you would imagine. No investment at all for the T side coming into this round.
Yeah, a plant would be a minor miracle for 9Z. As a Brit, saying 9Z, I always think about it whenever I say it, because, like, clearly they're a South American team. They've always have been. South American organisation as well. They would say Z. but me in the UK, we'd say Z every given opportunity. But when it comes to call-outs and team names, we've kind of always said Z, even though it's Z for us.
I think it's just the regional thing, like you said, with them being from the Americas.
Yeah. Like NQZ from Pain as well.
Precisely.
I would never say NQZ, and I'm saying SHZ in this game as well.
I've caught myself saying SHZ a couple times. It was more yesterday, I think I was saying SHZ against Bestia. I'll just put that. I was going like Shiz, SHZ, and SHZ all for the same player in the same cast. I was just keeping people on their toes more than anything else, making sure that they're concentrating.
And what's really funny as well, as we're talking about this, we haven't even seen the comment in chat that's just popped up from CMAC about how casters have different pronunciations for every player. Really amusing that we're just talking about that before you even sent that message. Shout out. Look, it can be difficult to get them all right, especially when they've got certain dialects in South America that maybe would pronounce different names differently. I also used to say shiz, I think, back in the day. But
I mean, the better known a player is, the better chances that his name gets pronounced correctly. So you got to earn that right to passage. Phelps speaking down the passage of Banana will find a kill, but can't get out of dodge. Quite a lot of damage done. I mean, Luchov down to 3 health, but a chip damage onto Hasso Peak as well. So Gaimin Gladiators, despite the fact it's a 4v4, have got a health advantage and now a man advantage as well.
Oh, look at Jota. Look at him go. MP9 only needs 1 bullet on Luchov, but Max did find Neckers. I think this pathing is pretty good, though. The thing is, Luchov is going to watch it. He is going to look for it, thankfully, though. For Jota's case, he does manage to grab the kill first, and now, with the bomb down, 2v3 might be difficult to hold on to, but it is Inferno. We always say it. We sound like a broken record whenever it's Inferno. You know, retakes are not easy. There is some util, actually a second incendiary available on BSD. And Hasso Peak, oh my goodness, almost burns down to 0. I think they've seen where both these players are residing from. He's forced to peek into the open. He'll go down. Now they know where Max is. Jota will clean him up in the end. Good retake.
Yeah, solid retake there. Everything going according to plan. A really well-placed incendiary there. Just forces the Hasso Peak all the way out into the open. And it's just too chaotic. 9Z kind of tripping over one another in the back in the corner of the site there. Good retake. Gaimin Gladiators showing some grit and tenacity.
Exactly the start they needed after probably a map they felt has gotten away from them.
Yeah, it's important to get off to good starts, right?
We spoke about it a little bit with how 9Z's mental could be in the bin when they're 8-1 down. Now Gaimin Gladiators were thinking to themselves, wait, we should be 2-1 up. We should be an up away from Pro League. But it wasn't to be. 9Z showed up. Now they're trying to force the issue. Oh, Mayan will be annoyed about that one. Phelps holding on, still in the smoke, looking to do more. There's another one. There's another one. Phelps is loving life. This ace gets stolen by Neckers, and he's like, bro, come on. I just had an insane round.
I just love the initiative being taken by Gaimin Gladiators right now and how much confidence they're playing with here on the CT side. I mean, we saw it as early as the pistol with the 2-man push into apartments, fighting down second middle, and we've seen it in basically every round since then with a fight down Banana. So clearly not like they're going to be trying to play super conservatively and from the back of the bomb sites. They're happy to take the fight to 9Z and they've come out on top every single time so far. Big gun round from 9Z. They don't want the rot to set in the same way it did on Dustin and have to fight back from there.
Phelps has started every single map like 7-1.
Yeah, and on Ancient, he just kept that up throughout the entire map, right? On Indust 2, he did fall off a little bit as the map went on.
Yeah. Still remarkable that he gets his career best rating on Ancient. Hasso Peak, that's a great find on Neckers. Neckers will be wondering what on earth has just hit him there.
Little in and out jiggle between the smokes to find that frag. Cut down Neckies and get control of Banana. Now they shift their focus in towards middle. Crossfire set up between Phelps and SHZ. Phelps seemingly wherever the action is going down is always where he finds himself.
Phelps is ready. They go through that smoke. Some good nades coming through, and once again, even though they cannot really see much, the kills come through. SHZ gets 2. They have managed to take long, realizing that Phelps was dropped. And with the path through Arch, that puts a lot of pressure on BSD. Come on, my friend. Starting 2-0 here. Already a better start than he had anywhere near on Dust 2. What have you got? You're about to be peaked from CT and from Banana. There's another kill. Very, very nice. Doesn't expect second orange, though. Or at least to jump up onto first. Luchov will hit the headshot. 2v2. Another retake, but they're both in Banana very quickly. And Huasipi could get caught. He will be. It's all down to Luchov with a picked up.
Oh,
he's
no.
missing shot. Stuck on pillar. No way out. Surely on the pillar. And no, he is stopped by Jota. And it will be 5-0. Clean sheet intact still.
It's actually an eerily similar start here to what we had on both Ancients and Inferno, where Gaimin Gladiators are winning all the rounds, but all of the rounds are contestable. All the rounds are coming down to the wire, 2v2s, 3v3s, retakes, clutches, you name it. And it's again Gaimin Gladiators who will hold on for their 5th round. Really impressive resolve in these tense situations. 9Z probably scratching their heads a little bit. No one really setting the server on fire. No one really even playing at an average level for 9Z right now. 2 kills for 3 players. 1 frag on Mayan. Lucan yet to get a kill here. Completely uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah, and 9Z will be thinking to themselves, wait, why have we gone missing at the beginning of 3 maps in a row? What's happening here?
Oh, Huasipi was reluctant to commit through the incendiary. It would have been touch and go.
My word.
Yeah, that's so brave. That's so bold, but so effective.
I think he'll take a 1-for-1 there, for sure. Palp's looking to maybe reface on the back of that, but he's going to play defensively. Molly and smoke. Put a few bullets through. Of course, traces are visible with the M4A4.
Good read here. Gaimin Gladiators with the extra man rotating in towards the say bomb site for the time being. 9Z do still commit in this direction. Don't really have the option of going back from here because they haven't sent anybody to try and control Banana.
Yeah. Got 3 rifles in okay positions and more chip damage on Luchov from Phelps, and he'll now rotate back round to the site to help out for the actual take itself. Got on the balcony. Needs to stand up, but no, trades are coming through. Doesn't matter. They can't trade Phelps once again. He gets a multi-kill, 3 in the round. How many has it been in the series? Like 12? Goodness me.
Probably.
1v1. BSD, huge clutch it would be for him to grab after such a slow game on Dust 2. He's got a kit, he's got a nade, he's got a flash. Lucan playing a pretty brazen position behind that smoke. In a very unpredictable position as well. That might catch BSD off guard. The experience of Lucan. Will it pay off? At this point for BSD, you've got a smoke picked up off the ground. Hold it. No, he can't hold it. Lucan's positioning is brilliant. That smoke fades, and it catches the AWP off guard entirely.
Well, that's one of those don't try this at home moments because that's not the orthodox way of clutching a 1v1 when you smoke off pools, then just go and reside in the smoke and wait for it to fade. And then he catches BSD, who's like just got no idea where Lucan's gone at that point. I was just talking about how Lucan was yet to get a kill coming into the round, and he rebuttals that with a quad kill.
There he is.
And then 9Z call for a pause immediately afterwards. And I think that's them recognizing that they've now pried the door open and they want to now jam their foot in the door by winning this follow-up round as well.
For sure. As the old adage is, though, as Ash has mentioned a number of times, the Gaimin Legion coach, if you call a timeout after winning a big clutch, it gives your opponents time to reset as well. It's not just for you.
Yeah, it certainly does go both ways. It's all about your own team's mentality. Here we go. Game alive. 9Z with the round on the board. Got to be more where that came from. And again, it looks like Phelps is going to go back to the good old faithful fighting towards Banana. 9Z should be expecting this, though. They should be anticipating this. And they will find that kill. Luchov so close to death, though, but he does live for now.
Oh, a lot of them getting a lot of damage taken with all the nades coming back and forth. 47, 53, and 4. And it looks like Gaimin Gladiators are going to try and stand and fight for more. And why not, when you're a man down, try and just find the recovery kill. Smoke will come in toward the apps. SHZ still playing around the car at the moment. The rotation will come through. They've left B pretty much entirely open. Only Jota there. He's picking up some utility and now coming back. But as the only man there, and Lucan again making a smoke play toward long, they have bypassed each other. He's going to hear the rotation behind him. He knows there's going to be a banana presence coming through, and that will be the call for 2 players to watch it. There's the kill. Perfect communication. Huasso Peak finds Nekiz, and they have no idea that Lucan has slipped the net.
Yeah, he's in a really good position now. Just SHZ in towards Pit, who's got the world on his shoulders. He's got 5 players charging in his direction. Will mow down 2. Oh my goodness, looked like he was away for Lucan as well. And look at how quickly Jota has rotated into position. That's going to catch Mayan off guard. He just surges forward. Bomb plant secured. He doesn't realize it's been planted on default, but he still has a chance. He gets his crosshair across, drops Max, and gets Gaimin Gladiators back to winning ways.
What a round. I mean, so many layers to that. The Lucan push through the smoke, it doesn't just sell a fake, it causes the panic in the ranks for Gaimin Gladiators. 2 players rotated over toward B. A bomb site was totally clear. There was only 1 player left in pit, but Lucan didn't go up toward the graveyard position to try and clear pit properly. He left it down to his short players. 2 of them went down. How quick were the rotations back from Gaimin Gladiators there? Just in time.
That was the difference maker, with them being able to rotate as quickly as they do, enabled by Shiz getting those 2 frags as well, bought an extra second. That's all they needed to arrive on the scene. Unchecked, unexpected. And I love how Jota just pushes forward after getting a kill. Doesn't pull his knife out and try and jump back around the corner. Looks like we're destined for a full 5-map best of 5 grand final here.
Mine will manage to push his way into the site, though, and we recovered it again. Luchov, first orange being played with. Top of the smoke, kill on Nekiz. And click of a finger, what looked like it could be 7-1 is going to be 6-2.
What an important round for 9Z as well, Trav, because winning this round stops things from just cascading out of control altogether. Because if they lost this round as well, off the back of losing that, 3v5, it could have been the map trending in the wrong direction at a rapid rate for them. But alas, it will be a 6-2 scoreline. Quite a bit of damage being done in these rounds they've been losing, so it's not like there's heaps of cash for Gaimin Gladiators either.
Yeah, we're on a bit of a few swing rounds to come, I think, maybe into this half. Someone's going to be on a full eco. SHZ holds on against Luchov, does keep the M4 alive alongside the BSD AWP. But yeah, that is an incredible 3v5 recovery. Mine with a double entry, as we said, picked up to be the AWPer for the team, but historically a great rifler too. Been a while since he's been back in the business end of teams in CS, it feels like. 9Z is his best opportunity to get his career back on track, and more plays like that will definitely help that.
I mean, honestly, there was a time where I thought that Mayan's career was actually over. I thought he had just kind of slipped into a guy who would be a tier 3 player in South America and never really transcend that level again. This is now a reprieve for him, almost a second lease, and he's only 23, so perfect opportunity to just kickstart things once again in his career. And 9Z for them to kickstart this map again. Lucan, he stepped though, Trav. He stepped, he was hurt, but doesn't matter. We'll still win that gunfight anyway. Crafts a path into the safe bomb site. His teammates will filter on in. Neki's trying to play some cheeky games around the smoke. Luchov says no, and that's 6-3.
Again, blink and you miss it. Lucan playing with the timing, doing something that Gaimin Gladiators hadn't seen throughout the entire half, really, so far. A player being so forward in the apartments at that time of the round. Sure, as you say, he stepped, but still able to react and get the entry in time. And Phelps, honestly, this 3-man save might not be long for this world. Boost over. He's got himself back up on first orange. Flash will come through at least to try and help out, but Jota's down to Lucan. Phelps holds on for 2, but only 2. And BSC now, they know where he is. Will he stay alive? I think he will. Just about. Damage taken for 9Z, but they're willing to take that hit to remove 2 more players.
I love the way Lucan's playing right now, man. He's just got like some newfound confidence because he was quite slow to start on the map, and since he's gotten things going, he's just been unplayable. He's really just trusting his game sense right now with the moves that he's making. Kind of the key that's unlocking a lot of these rounds here for 9Z as he fights back into a pretty good position, 6-3, with an anti-eco to follow.
And we have a competitive first half, it feels like, for the first time in the entire game.
Yeah, true. 11-1, 11-1 into 8-4. Let's see what we get here. What we're going to get in this round, round number 10, is a force buy from Gaimin Gladiators. I thought this certainly would have been the eco. 2 counts of round loss bonus behind them. They would have had a full buy in the next, but they don't really want to let go of the game just yet and give 9Z a freebie. They want to try and keep up the contest.
Oh, okay. Double oof. Play the Roblox and Minecraft sound effects. Those are gonna hurt. Headshot with the AWP. And Phelps and BSC taking a lot of damage for that opening kill. But that's exactly what you need to do with that AWP. Get it in play. Don't just sit back with it on a round where you have pretty much a mishmash of weaponry. MP9, FAMAS, CZ, 5-7. Good nade.
Yeah, well played. Certainly does negate BSD a bit more here in the round. 9Z shift their focus, set sights on the same bomb site. Yotta with the CZ in apartments right now. It's all about the timing. Nekis is that supporting actor over on the A bomb site. Nice smoke from him. Actually doesn't go as deep as he would have wanted, so there's a bit of a gap here for them to work around. They now know Yotta's in apartments. That'll nullify the threat.
Yeah, and that mid-range pistol is not going to go out too well for Jota. Now he's in a bit of an awkward position, being in a position where they know where he is. I say that. This reposition is excellent. Into the corner of the site. Hwasso peak is low. Close range CZ almost finds Mayan too. That would have been huge. But they're both really tagged up. There's some decent counter util, but maybe a bit of miscommunication on what to throw when. And Phelps has pushed through. He gets himself his 1, but not the second. BSD now 1 bullet from death against an 80 HP Lucan, and he can't hit the flick. Once again, Lucan best BSD in a 1v1.
Was he like 0-5? I'm trying to remember exactly how many deaths he had before he got his first kill. Because since he's gotten going, like I said, he's been unplayable. And that continues to be the case. The difference maker, the catalyst again here for 9Z to get things going. That was so close. The force buy nearly works out for Gaimin Gladiators, but now they're going to have to lick their wounds, tuck their tail, and concede this 11th round. What was 1-6-1 will now be a 1-round game.
Yeah. Lucan has got BSC's number, and he keeps on dialing it. In these clutches.
Speed dial.
Helps us well to find the 1 with that 5-7.
Yeah, Luchov's had a tough time in Banana, Trav. He's 4-11. I spoke about how he's one player I'd be very excited about on the T side of this map for 9Z because of his skill set in particular. Hasn't really come to fruition, I'm afraid. And I will say, it'll take Max some time to figure out how to best use Luchov's skill set, because that's something Nox had waxed, right? Because he had played for Luchov for so long, he knew exactly how to get the most and the best out of Luchov, how to set him up, how to enable him. Because he does have a unique skill set. He's not just like your standard kind of reliable fragger who plays standard Counter-Strike. He's an explosive individual, likes to make plays, needs to be set up. And so, like I said, that relationship, that synergy between IGL and Luchov will take time to develop.
Yeah, I mean, Luchov spent the majority of his career, sure, in maybe some lower tier South American teams like Isurus, for example, and Boca Juniors, but when he went over to Bestia, that's a full 2.5-year career on one team.
And he would have been with Noxa and Usurus before that, I think, right? So
let's have a look. Think so.
How long was he actually even playing with Noxa as his IGL that really kind of helped mold him into the player he is today?
Yep, you're right, with Deco, Reversive, and Mayan, funnily enough.
Well, there we go. Some more history between them. But the point is that he hasn't played under another IGL for a very long time.
Exactly. That takes time. And as you mentioned earlier, maybe they've had a week practice at absolute maximum.
And even then, good luck cracking 6 maps, because you knew what you would have banned coming into this, but you wouldn't know what Gaimin Gladiators were going to remove.
Yeah. BO5 is an incredibly stern test for a brand new roster.
As tough as it gets.
Max, very blind in banana. Looking a bit nervy around that position, actually. But again, Lucan has got an opening. It's on Eshe Z, and he was standing his ground over toward long. It sells a fake, though, to get his teammates up short, but they're holding on really well here. One more kill for Phelps, one more kill for Nekiz. But this time they are locked out. There'll be no speedy retake this time. Rasso Peak not getting the bomb planted just yet until now. BSD, Jota and Phelps. Phelps again having an incredible map. 16 and 8 for him. They're going to need more magic. I think there's a defuse kit somewhere dropped on site. I could be wrong. I'm not entirely sure, actually. Might be behind that smoke. But either way, even if there is or isn't, they need to get a hurry up. And they're not going to be able to hurry up if Mayan and Hasapik do more work like that. 2 quickfire headshots from Mayan, and we have an even half. Gaimin Gladiators need to win half number 2 if they're to stay alive in this BO5. Once again, Phelps is the leader in the server. 19 multi-kills in the entire series so far. They're going to need more from him, even more, if they want to force this into a 5th map.
19 across 3.5 maps. That is an incredible return from Phelps, especially considering he only got 1 on map 1, so it's 18 multi-kills and 2.5 since train. And it still might not be enough. I mean, it was Gaimin Gladiators in complete control, up 6-1. It's now 6-all. Second half pistol round underway. Huasopi can have to backpedal, and he's got some support from Mayan with the Julies.
A little bit of a shimmy there to jump off the balcony over the railing. A bait and switch with those dualies of Mayan, and he will drop down into pit now with a 3v3 only, actually, as BSC is tapping down players elsewhere. All alone. He's kind of cleared out B. 3 kills. And Nekis is still waiting for the rotation. That's insane.
Wait, they got to be wondering where Mayan's gone, because they knew that he was on top of the roof. Nekis is going to get that information now. This should be unwinnable for the Argentine. As they just triangulate into his position, double peek. I mean, just nothing on offer. BSD playing it to perfection by not giving him a fight there into middle either. Running out of ammo, and he will run out of health as well. Gaimin Gladiators regain the lead.
We don't see as much of it as we probably deserve to see, but that might be BSD's most important round of the entire game. To find 3 kills, clear out B all by himself. That's what caused the rotation and won the round ultimately.
Yeah, great job. And the fact that he doesn't get traded by Luchov is actually criminal, because Luchov was that extra man that would have been unexpected. I think he even got the jump on BSD based on what I saw from the minimap. So Luchov's tough times on the server continue. Max not having a great return either. Going to be a force buy in the follow-up here from 9Z.
Top banana taken. Pacey with those Mac 10s, but it is against a full force buy here. They've got to take these with due care and attention, because they know they're in a great position here to maybe grab a 9-6 lead. Every round counts when you're half away from elimination. It's Pro League or bust for either of these two teams.
It's a bit of a guessing game for Gaimin Gladiators now. Where do they go from here is the question. Phelps going to be forced to use the smoke to extinguish the molly. Compromises his position. BSD with the bomb now heads in towards B. Now do 9Z start to second guess himself. They're going to continue to cycle the smokes, but they're faking as though they've got one player on this B bomb site. They're cycling the smokes and trying to funnel the T side into middle. That's what they're trying to fake out right now. And it looks like it's going to work the trick to actually bait Gaimin Gladiators into the trap.
With Phelps taking all that damage to the Molotov alone in the corner, didn't get that smoke down as quickly maybe as he would have wanted. This stack could be pretty naughty. Right-click nade to break it. Bit of damage to Mayan, and actually does burn him out of the round. That could be the thing that opens it up. And Max is taken down through the smoke. It's down to Luchov now. Do they expect him here as well? Playing right behind it with the 5-7. Great flash. Really good flash. 12 seconds there was on the clock to get through that smoke and get the bomb planted. And Luchov could have put a stop to it all by himself. As it is, it's going to be 8-6.
Such a fine margin. Such a fine margin. And now Gaimin Gladiators, not only are they going to win this round, they could do it with majority of their players surviving. Huasopi, he's just committed at this point, so he might as well try things, and it's not going to work out. BSD executes him. 6-8 should turn 6-9. Nice try there from 9Z. They did kind of abandon their gamble a little bit. They had 4 players in that B-bomb side at one point. They rotated an extra player across, and what a difference that extra man could have made.
That is true. That is true. I think Luchov will be really frustrated so far on this map. He, as you said earlier, hasn't really got into, or didn't really get into any of the banana fights at all on the T side. And now there, he probably feels like, yes, I'm the third player. They're not expecting. I've got the 5-7. I'm playing behind a smoke. They're going to have to go through it. It's 12 seconds on the clock and doesn't get a single thing done. I think it's those situations where you build it up in your mind where you're so convinced that you are going to win the round for your team and it doesn't happen, that are really hard to deal with.
Yeah, because you go from the highs to the lows very quickly. Nice time to just catch their breath now on this T side. Right? Should be simple 9th round for the T side without any problems. A single P250. Wait, 2 P250s is all 9Z have brought up in the round, and yeah, Hoaso P going to be pursued, forced backwards. The rotations have come through, unfortunately, for the CT side, so
Owie.
say bomb site's basically undefended.
Ugh. Wobbly. Bit
Trav's a bit
wobbly.
nervous, yeah. Getting that sense, rightfully so.
But look, it's his 20th multi-kill now.
That's insane.
Wait, they're very low
wait.
HP and Hoaso Peak's still in pit. No. Calm down, Travis. A P250 in a dream. Going 4 and 13.
I mean, even at this point, damage would be welcomed.
You can easily get one more kill here. Like, play aggressive exits for sure when you're buying this run anyway. Headshot angle in pit. Oh, a tap. Is this on? He's picked up an AK.
Oh, but he's got a misread. And time is of the essence. He's going to accept the round, call it a day, because it's unconfirmed damage, right? So keeping the AK in play probably favorable. You give that to one of the B-bomb side players if you don't just hold on to it yourself. Spraying down banana through smokes, that AK is a lot more deadly than an M4, so I understand the decision. But it is 6-9. Gaimin Gladiators, some breathing room for them once again.
Helps does go down to the bomb, so only one player surviving on what was against a full eco. 9Z will take that every day of the week. But yeah, that could have gotten out of hand. Hoaso Peak's in a great position in pit. If he had anything but a default USP, he could just multi-kill his way to all 3 kills there. It really felt possible. Even with a USP, dinks were on to make that incredibly dangerous. They get away with it. Sigh of relief. Gun round.
They do,
now.
but they do take damage in the process of winning that round, which could cost them if they lose this one here. So some potential consequences that could loom, but it's BSD who will draw first blood on Luchov again. Is tough times continue.
Feeling like me right now, just like me for real. Just having one of those games where nothing goes right for you.
Yeah, it's been a brutal series across the board for him, to be fair. Hasn't really ever looked super comfortable on any of the maps so far.
Yeah, it's not a good look at the moment, I'm afraid, for the new edition. We built him up, and 9Z might have to somewhat win this BO5 without him, in a weird way. He's there, he's present, he's playing good teamwork, he's trying to do what he thinks is best for the team. And, of course, throwing utility and everything. He's not just a completely invisible presence, but he'll be very disappointed with how it's gone, the debut so far. If they win, it can be forgotten about, and you can say, let's move on. And go again and learn more in my new surroundings.
You know Bestia just hate watching and loving Luchov's downfall here in this game so far. Preying on his downfall. I jest, of course. Either way, 10.
Who knows? Who actually knows, to be fair? I'm sure they have.
Timo from Bestia did tweet out like a bit of a confused gift type of thing when that announcement was made on social media.
Okay, so you've been doing the hunting for the goss, have you?
Yeah, so it does kind of sign that maybe there was a bit of a surprise within the team itself.
Gotcha.
Oh, 9Z, they're going to roll the dice here as they continue to invest. Haven't been able to win a round yet on the CT side. And if it doesn't happen here, then it feels like map 5 is inevitable at that point. Imagine, Trav, overpass to separate these two teams.
My favorite map?
Rewards, yeah, mine too. And a map that heavily rewards good teamwork, which you don't expect from a team that have just recently formed.
I know. It's, as I said earlier, while you may have ground out the map to win 2-1, and have your chance to see one map away, you do know that it's not comfortable. 2-1, and you get taken back into a BO5 final, into a 5th map. The pressure is on completely, and the team making the comeback maybe won't feel it as much for a split second at the beginning of the game, and their momentum will continue. Weird buy as well here for 9Z. Full investment, MP9, 2 for masses.
Oh my,
Finally,
well,
Luchov.
yeah, that MP9 will find success, but look at how much damage has been done. All three on the players on the speed bomb site walking wounded. And Gaimin Gladiators have spotted out the fact that there are 3 players over on that side of the map, so they're very quickly going to look to pivot in towards A. As does Mayan, however. Good read out of the AWPer. Might arrive just in time.
I think he is here in time, but he might get caught from apps, and actually it won't be him to get caught from apps, it'll be Lucan. Thankfully Mine does trade it, and Hoasso Peak is ready. We need to make sure they don't let a site go here, because if they do, and a retake has to be made with 2 players who are sub 20 HP, that's not going to go well. Are we saving in T-apps? I think we are, unfortunately.
Yeah. Bit surprising with the money that they've got. I guess they also don't realize how much damage they've done. 9Z going to breathe a massive sigh of relief as they've finally been able to open up their accounts in the second half. How confident are they to try and go and upgrade some of these weapons? Because there's a couple AKs on the ground. Hoasso Peak will find one of them. Does Luchov want to try and recover the one in towards Sandbags? He's heading in that direction. Oh, it's Max actually, excuse me, on that B bomb site. Not gonna happen. I heard that one too. I'm just wondering, man. Gaimin Gladiators, they were so close to getting the job done on Dust, they weren't able to push the map across the line. Could that be a thematic problem here on Inferno as well?
True. Very true. If they lose this round, the money will not look too good, and all of a sudden, could be an even game again. Can 9Z recover on this CT side of Inferno? They're going to need a step up from Luchov. He's looking to duel with a flash. In comes the second. He's got Phelps caught in the corner, but the counter flash is excellent. And his bad luck in Banana continues. It felt like he was set fair for that opening pick. Not the case.
And as the dust settles, it's now a man advantage for the T side with so much time to play with here in the round. It's kind of forcing them to make a bit of a play, pushing down middle. But look at this from Shiz. SHZ rather. He actually spotted by Lucan, who's able to at least get out of there. Not sure if Lucan's even gotten a kill in the second half yet, Travi. He had a fantastic performance in the later stages of the first half. Yet to really get going, but maybe this will be the round. It almost feels like it has to be the round. If 9Z loses, I'm calling it, Trav. It's over. And that's lazy from Lucan. Oh,
What
and a
is
big
that?
miss shot there from Mayan as well.
What have I just watched? What have I actually just watched? Why is
Uses
he...
on autopilot, maybe?
He just chucked the smoke into a brick that bounces the smoke upward, peaks wide...
Without
and,
his crosshair even placed in position, just like walked out while looking at the bomb site.
and whether that smoke hits the brick and goes up in the air or lands on the ground or not, he's still peeking into the open before it blooms. I don't know what he's just done there. That's complete brain... That's a brain burp, as we call it.
Yeah, brain going on holiday, unfortunately, and it's a really costly moment for him to just lose his focus.
Oh, and the fact that Mayan missed as well. That is horrid.
It was a sitter, right? 11-7, and look at the money or lack thereof here for 9Z as well. Imperative that Hoasso Peak survives here, and then maybe they could eke out a buy afterwards. Still would have 3 counts of round loss bonus behind them, so could see Luchov, Mayan, and Max all investing. And Hoasso Peak, well, it's going to be a bit of a test coming through from Nekis. He's low on health, though. Doesn't matter, headshot anyway. Clinical there is Hoasso Peak. But Gaimin Gladiators now 2 rounds away from forcing overpass.
I had a feeling that this one could go all 5. I don't know, just the way the game was set up, the way that... And it's today, I really do feel... I never felt like Gaimin Gladiators were ever going to sweep this game 3-0. I never thought they were going to win it easily. I thought there was a possibility it could be... Oh, did Lucan time out during his smoke throw? Now, that's a conversation. He's just dropped from the server, and maybe we're criticising him for a lazy move when it was actually him timing out.
It makes sense, right? Because like I even said, his crosshair wasn't even towards the left top banana. It was like looking at first oranges when he did push out. So that would explain it. Awful timing.
Awful timing. But yeah, as I was saying, 9Z, I thought there was a chance either it's a long, drawn-out BO5 that's anyone's game, or it's a 9Z clean sweep 3-0, like we saw earlier from Paravision in the EU final. And I think we're going to get the former.
Yeah, and I'm all for it, man. A 5th map to determine which of these two teams go to the grand final. This grand finals had it all. Gets to go through to Pro League. And this best of 5 has had it all. It's been electric so far. Massively one-sided maps, incredibly competitive maps, everything in between. And it doesn't look like the story is going to end here on Inferno either.
Tech pause cancelled. We move. Can Gaming Gladiators move themselves into Overpass? Grab the truck outside of T-Spawn. Hop on that truck over to Germany. Long road trip.
Yeah, and one that they're going to be hoping they can make. 9Z have got an AWP, 4 rifles, and a must-win round ahead of them. Oh, Hoasso peak. Lucky they didn't just surge through middle on that timing, and they might still look to try and chase him down. They do. First blood again drawn by SHZ, and he hasn't stopped there either. Lucan also cut down back in the server, but doesn't really matter. Oh, it's flawless. Only one player left all of a sudden. Can you even believe it? And Max, well, he will have to do the double dip to get the kill on Phelps, but it's just a frag to try and keep himself alive at this point. 12-7, the imminent scoreline.
Luchov got found again, even though both of the two T players are kind of running together through Arch, somewhat aimlessly, knowing they'd already won the round. Oh, Luchov. How are we not connecting with these frags? It's not the Luchov we know. Max somehow alive. A few bullets whiz past his ear on 12 HP.
My oh my.
A consolation save if he manages to keep the M4 anyway.
Well, I mean, think about how dominant this map could have been if 9Z didn't have that sort of resurgence in the first half. They were down 6-1. They made it 6-all. And now they've lost almost all these rounds in the second half. It was 6-all into 12-7. So they've won 1 out of 6 here. Huge credit got to go to Phelps because, again, he was the player to get the ball rolling for his team. But the longer the game went on, the more the rest of his team had kind of come online and also chipped in, right?
Indeed. Here we go. 1 to get it over the line. 1 for Overpass. 1 for the dream of a BO5. A chance. If Gaming Gladiators came into this series and probably thought to themselves, look, we are probably the underdogs, even though 9Z have got a brand new team. If we get to a position in the series where we can play a map to get through to Pro League, we'll take that. And they might have that chance here.
Yeah, you completely close the gap at that point once you're forced into a 5th map in a best-of-5 grand final with a spot at Pro League up for grabs. You've leveled it out completely with it being such a momentous occasion. And BSD, what a fantastic improvement it's been out of him here between Dust 2 and Inferno. Again, another opening kill for Gaimin Gladiators, one that goes untraded. They get past that flashbang, get the kill back on Luke, and full bomb site control afforded to them. Hoasso Peak will be able to get the kill on the Lurker, but Max goes down straight afterwards. Man advantage restored, and a great chance to finish off the job here and now.
Hoasso Peak needed that one, but even though the AWP misses, it's going to have control of top banana still. Kit on Mayan. One flash, which could be critically important to some sort of retake. But it's all just a scramble for 9Z. And maybe their brains are going to be in a scramble as well after this map. They're going to be having to play a BO5 5th map. Gaming Gladiators recover once again. The quality shines through. Add another multi-kill to the Phelps tally. He ends on 24 and 14. That must be 21 or 22 for the entire series. The man is on a mission to go back to LAN and go back to ESL Pro League, and they have one map to make it happen.
And we go to Gaimin Gladiators, second most played map in Overpass as well, so they're going to be very confident going into Gaimin Gladiators, who have got the momentum behind them coming into this 5th and final map. We saw they had a really solid CT side yesterday against Bestia, right? There was it 10-2, Trav, if memory serves. It was one-sided. They won that map, and that was Bestia's pick. Bestia certainly no slouches on Overpass. So for me, that result gives me a lot of confidence in this game in Gladiators outfit. And if I remember, in particular, their B bomb site was next to impenetrable. So let's see if 9Z will have better fortunes than Bestia.
And their T side has been frail. In fact, it's fair to say 9Z in general, with their new team debuting tonight, has been frail, and there are obvious things to exploit. Can GG make the GG happen in their favour? We're underway.
It's what we expected, right? Challenging T sides here for 9Z with the lack of time that they've had to work together. Very interesting pathing. They're doing the full around the world. Yotta with the single bullet fired will find an instant headshot. There's more where that came from. BSD lets his Julies loose as well. 2 fantastic kills coming through from him. Max will get completely overwhelmed. Oh my goodness. Not even a single kill in the round yet for the T side. It's only Lucan left. And he was the player who was kind of relying on his teammates to find success with their pathing to join up with him later in the round. But they all die.
Only 12 HP of damage done. 2 pairs of dualies get 2 kills apiece. 1 kill for each dualie. What a start. And now we'll start as they mean to go on. Lucan is done for somehow. Landing in con. That's all fine Snek is. And any kills here he gets is actually going to be quite impactful. A little bit of extra money for his sake. It's only the one. BSD has really stepped up since his Poor Dust 2, it has to be said. He had a great Inferno, and he started here very well on CT.
Yeah, true. He's gotten better and better since Dust 2, which is just really impressive for a player who's the least experienced guy on the server. The fact that he's been able to actually remedy his performance here in the middle of the series is not what you would expect from I want to say rookie at this level, with there being this much on the line. Biggest game of his career so far. And he's got a chance here on CT side Overpass to really put 9Z in a tough position. I feel like 9Z had to win that pistol with this being such a volatile T side, such a difficult T side. With them having the lack of reps and experience, pistol round would have gone a long way for them.
Becomes the one flash they had, but as you said, holds on well, and Lucan team kills Mayan by accident as well. Oh, that's another one of those where that gives him probably less utility in the gun round. An annoying factor of it. I'll swing in, clean up. Phelps makes it another one to add to the tally. Not an impressive one, but they all count. It's a multi-kill.
Yeah, he's been fragging out of control. And the one consistent factor for Phelps has been very strong starts across the board in all the maps played so far. Every single map, Phelps has gotten to like 10 kills in the first 5 or 6 rounds.
Yeah, if you look at the numbers overall for the series, I mean, a pretty generational performance from Phelps, actually, in the entire BO5 so far. In 4 maps, 1.39 rating, over 105 ADR for the entire series. That's an incredible keep-up of form over such a long match.
And it's so cool to see out of the name of Phelps, right? It's so cool to see him kind of maybe taking a bit of a step down by playing with this group of players and finding as much success as he has. Yotta, though, boosted up on top of the sandbags, will lose his head to Lucan. So first blood drawn by 9Z.
That's a great catch from Lucan. Could have easily gotten an opening pick for Gaimin Gladiators. They're going to pull out all the stops, all the gimmicks, aren't they, to try and get this map won. Try and get that spot. One place available. Flashing toward long bathroom, clearing it out, R9Z. Bomb now being taken back to Fountain and actually traversing a second player toward B. I think that flash long bathroom might be a bit of a ruse that they're trying to sell to Gaimin Gladiators. A shot's being made as well to sell it even further while that bomb slowly makes its way toward Monster.
Yeah, taking their time. I think they were guilty of overcooking quite a few rounds on their T side of Inferno. So maybe just simplifying the approach could be a good option on Overpass's game. And Gladiators, they're going to gamble. Nice fake being Soldier by Hoasso Peak and Mayan, but they've both gone down, and that'll certainly motivate Gaimin Gladiators to have a look in all of a sudden because they got the man advantage.
Again, Phelps with crazy timing, getting both in the back over toward A. SHZ deals with Luchov, and now Max is so stuck on default, but he's fragged well. And he's trying to get out of this position, but not for too much longer,
Wow.
and Lucan can't hold on. Phelps is so damn sharp. 3-0.
That's a 5 versus 4 with the perfect fake to actually draw all the attention away from the B bomb side. Everything goes according to plan, but then both those players faking over on A go down in quick succession. Kind of flips the script, and Gaimin Gladiators were then all over that B site. 9Z couldn't get the bomb down and then try and set themselves up in the postmark because of how quick that pressure came through. Love that from Gaimin Gladiators, just all over 9Z like a rash. Phelps desperately wants the spot at Pro League, evidently. As for Yotta, it will be a return to the international stage as well. It's been over 2 years since he's played an international LAN event. Been around for a long time, has Yotta. Took him a long time to get going on the international stage. Start to get his first few chances under MIBR and then Imperial as well.
Did he play that most recent LAN with MIBR or Imperial? It would have been Imperial.
Imperial, exactly, yeah.
Yes.
First international LAN for him was with MIBR and then most recently Imperial, but it's been over 2 years.
Finally, the raid boss in Phelps will be put down by, funnily enough, the lowest rated player in the entire series so far, Luchov. Tech9 grabs the AK. Forces it back into the hands of the T side. Boost up on default. Max on the T boost position. Just avoids being seen. And finally jumps up and checks it. Still wins the duel. Now they have something to work with.
Such a fine margin because Yotta was actually crouching initially. Had he stood, I think he spots Max's head while he's creeping across towards the railing. 5v3, couple players walking wounded, and BSD will find Huasa Peak. That's a huge kill on the opposite side of the map. Now he can shift his focus in towards his B bomb site, try and join up with his teammates. Necky's going to find contact, finds a frag while he's at it, could double down, he does. Stuck between two players, and in fact, in the meantime, actually looks like that other player was dropped there for 9Z. Luca will finish off the job, and 9Z have won an eco.
Exactly what they needed to get started on T-side overpass as well. This game could have easily gotten away from them. Every single map, but bar one, has kind of had a first half that's gotten away from a team, whether it's been 9Z or Gaming Gladiators. And yeah, it could still be the case, obviously, but they've broken the economy early. Run boost for Lucan. Might even feel like he wants to go aggressive short on Monster with that timing. He may as well, but it is dangerous. The BSD AWP is here. He's going to go for it, and then gets punished for it as well. So the run boost gives him the feeling. That feeling is now a bad feeling.
I was going to say, I mean, 9Z did look their best on the T side when Lucan was just cut off the leash and kind of given license to do whatever he wants and be the playmaker in the rounds. Tries to do it here, but doesn't find success. It is an eco round for the CT side. I mean, they only get $1,900 if they lose this round, so it's probably double eco territory, unless they can win this round.
Hobbs is not being cleared from the corner, and that resmoke might not tell the tale that he's there, because it doesn't really give him much vision at all.
Look at the rotations.
Hopping and trying to sell a bit of information to Luchov. Smoke will come through to block off the long angle, but Nekis is creeping forward. As you say, they're about to be swarmed by the CT side. Is Phelps going to be checked properly? He is, but doesn't change anything. Instant headshot on Max. Nekis' USP does find one kill over toward Luchov, but Mayan's holding on. A second kill. Problem is, it's the BSD AWP and the SHZ picked up AK in recovery. With 20 seconds to go in the round, this bomb has to go A, and BSD is in position. Mayan pushing forward, bomb on his back, should get taken down, but missed shot, now should get overrun, but still finds a quick scope, a no scope at that. 10 seconds for the plant, and now a tough one for Huasa Peak. Can he get it down and get his gun drawn? He can. He's looking for SHZ and hits the headshot. Big recovery, and now they're going to start feeling it again.
Yeah, much needed round going their way. That comes way too close for comfort there. BSD, I mean, missing that initial shot was a costly one. He still gets at least that one kill. And actually, with the round coming as close as it does, it's going to motivate Gaimin Gladiators to go all in here. I think they were initially kind of planning for a double save, but they're thinking, okay, if we can win this round here, then 9-0 into eco territory. It's a big risk early on from Gaimin Gladiators. Oh, and it looks like 9-0 just going to go all out in towards this B site. Util raining in over the top of Monster Tunnel. Currently only 2 players here.
Oh, playing inside the smoke is often the play, but it's going to be blown open. He's going to be exposed, and Huaso Peak owns him. Bit of team damage in play there as a lineup comes through, but it doesn't matter. They still got to have the advantage. Nekis might have to play aggressive, and he is doing so. BSC has the 1 kit, and that kill will get them back into the round. Bomb is nowhere near planted yet. It's actually in an awkwardly dropped position on the bridge. And they're all kind of just playing to hold for those rotations right now. 9Z. The boost will come through towards CT. Does more damage onto that T side. The bomb will finally be planted, but that's the cue to go. And Phelps, Max runs out of bullets, putting the pressure on. Phelps now out of bullets himself, but still putting the pressure on with the USP and still finds mine in the smoke. Lucan has to hold on out of nowhere. 1v2, low on health, still finds BSD, and Nekis is 3 HP, and Lucan finds it. How has he found it? That I'll never know.
Oh, monumental clutches here for 9Z to hold on in these tense rounds and these tense moments. It looked so good for Gaimin Gladiators on the retake, down to the 3v1. USP through the smoke, even gets a kill. Lucan was trapped and Monster had to stand and fight, and he comes out on top of his fights. Such an important round. 9Z finally can catch their breath, breathe a sigh of relief, as I was going to say, they've earned an anti-eco, but Trav, this is best of 5 5th map Counter-Strike as Gaimin Gladiators, they're playing the situation by persisting stubbornly with these Force Buys.
Oh, it's so dangerous, isn't it? I mean, they've already lost 3 rounds on 9Z's T side due to the brawl that has they've succumbed to. And if this one goes awry and they're going to go for eventually go for a full eco or something when more money is built up on 9Z, they could be losing the half at that rate.
Yeah, I mean, they could be down 3-5 before they get a gun round going if a force buy doesn't eventually connect for them. It's a bit of like a sunken cost fallacy for them because they force bought in the previous round and they're thinking, well, we were so close there again. They again have no money. Might as well persist with these forces. If we can win this one, then it makes up for losing the previous. It's a dangerous school of thought, though, chasing your losses. This is all by design. Luchov making a lot of noise to try and draw Yotta through the smoke, but he doesn't path towards the stairs. Instead goes towards the ladder. This is smart. This could catch them completely off guard.
Lucan's knife out. There we go. And smoke as well will actually separate Mayan from his position. Should keep him alive. And his presence there is going to be very annoying. Max is looking for him, but even though he knows where he is, they can't really remove him.
And the most frustrating part is they've got to go back to try and get the bomb eventually, but SHZ will be found out in the meantime to bring it back into a 4v4. Phelps the man to make a move. Get a kill back, but can't double down. Doesn't quickly enough notice Mayan in that position, but he knows he's dinked up Mayan. That makes Yotta interested, licks his lips, and pursues Mayan.
And look at BSD coming toward Long as well to try and pinch him as a duo. There we go. That's an upgrade available. And the bomb in a very awkward position still. Max is able to look for it, but Jota's close, runs him down. The forces are working. Finally, they've got one over the line, it seems. Loot job, 22 HP. Now they know where he is. And sure, it's worked out for Gaimin Gladiators. They have got control of this one now. Finally, with these persistent buys. And actually, they could be gearing up to kill Luchov after time here. 1 second. Time over. Round over. They're looking for him. This could be awkward for Luchov. He goes down. 450 in the bank. And suddenly, switch flipped.
It completely changes the dynamic, right? The script is now flipped, like you say. Switch script doesn't matter. It's in the opposite direction. Gaimin Gladiators will get a lead, and it's probably, I mean, is it now forced by territory for 9Z? Do they keep up with that pattern as well? It looks like they want to. We've descended into anarchy and chaos, and now it's all about which team can keep their composure. I mean, that previous round would always require some sort of ridiculousness to help Gaimin Gladiators, and it was Yotta who makes the play, right? Phasing through that smoke, catching the first player off guard, hanging around in the backlines, enabling Phelps to come through from long, enabling BSD as well. So many layers to that round, all connect for Gaimin Gladiators, and now, well, they're in a position where they're in control, right? They've got the game in their hands once again.
I do think, even though it feels rough for 9Z right now, firstly, 3 rounds on T-side early is not too bad. Secondly, I think they'd prefer this brawly CS, 4-spy on 4-spy, than long, drawn-out T-side
True.
rounds.
Yeah.
Their current form in the game, I think they'd take this sort of style of map in the 5th map here every day of the week.
I completely agree with you, because if it does rather reduce down to like slow, methodical, team-based Counter-Strike, you would imagine Gaimin Gladiators would have an edge in that regard. So I think you're onto something. And then with that in mind, it kind of falls on Gaimin Gladiators to not let the rounds descend into this chaos, because then that would play into 9Z's hands. So this option here, a good one. Look at how far back they're playing, recognizing that it's either a 4-spy and eco for 9Z, so map control a lot less important in this round.
Yeah, you spawn on A site, for goodness sake. So for once, let's sit back. We've got 3 AKs, I should say, on the CT side. Let's protect them. Good nade break. The BSD sees 4 players on his screen, doesn't know who to flick at, and he's missing again. Uh-oh. Could get overrun, needs rifling support, gets it from Phelps. The Neckers went down as well, so BSD has to fall back. Doesn't matter, Phelps is here. Phelps is doing absolutely everything. Bro is unkillable. What on earth is that? Quad kill, 13 on the board again, having an incredible start to a map.
Well, I think that BSD was basically borderline panic at that point after he misses a couple of shots, especially when the smoke would have been broken open and he just sees like 4 players appear. You could imagine how the comms must have sounded at that point. But you're right, Phelps will be the one to pour cold water all over the round, all over 9Z.
And then for BSD.
Yeah, exactly. And snapping back into reality. Say, don't worry, mate, I got you. 5-3, 2-round gap should be extended to 3. Gaimin Gladiators back in control.
Almost had the full ace there, Phelps.
I know, and arguably the last kill should have been the easiest.
Yeah, just low ammunition, making me a bit nervous. Here comes another big lineup for him. It's another multi. It's only 2 this time. But he'll take
He
that.
must be borderline 25 multi-kills in the grand final at this point.
I think he might even be over that now. I mean, I don't think I've seen look, we, between us in particular, we very, very rarely get a chance to cast BO5s. It's like a once per season ECL season type thing for us. But that number of multi-kills is unreal. And I don't think I've ever seen the like.
Especially because you only got 1 on the first map. So if you take that out of it and you just take the following 4 maps, including this one, it makes it an even crazier stat line. 9Z will be able to bypass SHZ though and get into this B-bomb site undetected. He might start to hear the footsteps soon enough, but he won't be able to do anything to deny the bomb plant. So it's not a bad return for 9Z. A kill and a plant, but certainly nothing more. Certainly. There's that word again.
It feels like Phelps, as the burst clock comes into play, it feels like this game in particular, he's realised what's on the line and is like totally locked in. What's kind of funny as well is seeing how well he's played and the numbers he's put down. A lot of his sprays in general haven't exactly been the cleanest in the world, right? They have been a bit shaky on occasion. He has been a little bit wobbly, but he's making it work. And yeah, like just the possibility of international LAN
brings out the best in him, clearly. I mean, like you say, hasn't been the cleanest, but he's been very effective. He's only played 28 maps in the past 3 months, and I think that includes the 4 maps prior to this one. So he's not played much Counter-Strike at all lately, so it's so good to see him just performing at this level regardless. Been the best player on the server by some distance.
Whether it looks a bit shaky or not, he's getting the results. That's all that he'll care about, that's for sure.
Precisely. Counter-Strike is one of the few things in life where it's not about the journey and it is about the destination.
And they're going to be staring at that destination board on Long Bathroom there, of that train line, and thinking, okay, does it say ESL Pro League?
Yeah, does it take me straight to Sweden? What time does the train leave? Well, mate, you got to secure your ticket first. This is one of those swing rounds. This is one of those really important rounds for 9Z because it's been a pretty closely contested affair so far here on the 5th map. But if they lose this round, I think the pressure starts to mount exponentially.
Flash in. There's 2 players where that came from. And Hoasso peak will drop. Not so sure, but Luchov is making noise in the rotation away. So I think all 3 players toward Bathroom there will know what's going on. It's going to be a B play. SHZ trying to hold on toward Monster, taking damage, playing inside of that smoke, somehow alive. But BSD will hold on again. Jota will finally find Lucan, but SHZ might just be able to hold the line here, but he's full blind. Now, BSD, you have to step up. You have to hit these shots. He gets 1, he flicks for the second. Brilliant work, but Lucan transfers onto 2. Phelps coming in from short very, very quickly. Might not be expected, but Lucan's going searching, and he gets the duel 1. It's Lucan again, the Heimlich for 9Z.
Yeah, he's just saved them again with another clutch on the B-bomb side. Is that another 1v3? Ridiculous effort out of Lucan. I mean, how quickly does he get that second kill? Snaps across and snaps that head right off. That should have been the trade. And then the confidence with sub 20 seconds left on the clock to fake the bomb plant and then go back and sweep for Phelps. Almost certainly catches Phelps off guard with that push through short into the B-bomb site, or into construction rather. 6-4, overpass the gift that continues to give. If you win this round 9Z, 6-all ripe for the taking. If you lose this round 9Z, it's probably 8-4.
I can't tell you how big an impact that clutch from Lucan could and should be making. That could have easily been, we know how rounds have snowballed in this game so far, that could have been a 9-3 half. Absolutely the case. They've been completely bailed out by some incredible individual moments, and 2 from Lucan. Sure, The first one was against 2 low HP players. This one, the transfer was sick. The clear on short on Phelps, the main man of the game, the entire BO5, wins that duel as well. Unreal.
I think that's the best part of the clutch, is that you've just highlighted incredible mechanical ability and fantastic game sense in the space of like 5 seconds. And now the creep around long. First frag found in towards low as a 2-man setup, but both players focused on bathrooms. Or as Anders likes to call it, the restrooms.
I wouldn't like to rest in there right now.
Yeah, nothing restful about this series, that's for sure. Oh, Max. Kind of unfortunate not to have caught either of these players. He will still be able to double dip and get the kill on Nekis, and BSD will push into the scope of May. And so 9Z, you're talking about how it looked like it could very realistically have cascaded into 9-3. Instead, it may very well be 6-all.
Unreal. And they'll take that. They'll rip your arm off for a 6-all. 6T rounds when you've got a new team debuting.
What a return that will be.
On overpass as well.
Almost entirely thanks to Lucan.
Unreal. He's been that guy, and hadn't been that guy for the first couple of maps of the series, it has to be said. He, in the Levy Urbano roster, he was kind of doing a lot of the heavy lifting on a number of occasions for this 9Z roster, but the changes 9Z have made, they are to make more progress internationally again. They've kind of been out of the game in big lands. They've had a couple of results, but haven't really made a deep run ever since that IEM Dallas a year ago.
Yeah. These are some big and exciting upgrades. I'm just like having a look at the kill disparity between the two teams. The top 3 fraggers for Gaimin Gladiators have got, what, 38 kills between Phelps, Jota, and BSD. Top 3 fraggers for 9Z. 13-5 makes 18. 23 kills compared to 38 on the top 3 fraggers for each team, and it's a 1-round game. What a picture that paints.
Good nade toward Monster. Lucan tagged up, but SHZ jumps at him. Oh no. Another kill for Lucan. And looking like Oh, Jota trying to push through, even taking damage to Lucan as well. Almost down. There's 2 more players where that came
No
from,
way.
boys. If you win a duel there, then they've just disconnected from the server. That's the only way you win those.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Matt, I think what's crazy as well for Lucan playing so well is like we're having the conversation the other day about what is the best Argentinian player we have. I mean, is it Thomasine? Is it Lucan? Is it Mayan? We've had a discussion about all 3.
Well, if we're talking riflers, then we can't keep Mayan in the conversation anymore. Because if we're talking player, then Try has to be up there, right?
Exactly. But yeah, Phelps, well, he's had a number of incredible holds in this particular map. That one will not be going his way. Luchov hits a critical headshot. He's had a very, very slow series, Luchov, and it's another pretty poor map from him. But 2 kills will go a long way to helping 9Z get ever closer to ESL Pro League. 6 T rounds, is that enough? Honours even in the final half of the final map of the final series in ESL Challenger League South America to find out who goes to ESL Pro League next year. 9-0 in pole position. They've put themselves in a great position with that incredible T-half with some crazy clutches from Lucan. Now, on the favoured side, surely they close this out, or does this game have one more twist?
Oh man, I wouldn't be surprised. No idea what to expect, but Yotta will be able to find an opening kill. Luchov should be a dead man as well, just completely trapped right now, and he does eventually get overwhelmed. So it's a good start here in the pistol for Gaimin Gladiators.
Bit of information for Max, and sees Jota on long with the Low HP, of course. One bullet anywhere. Tickle in the toe would take him down. Just spotting for
Oh,
him.
why?
Being very
Jota.
cheeky is Jota. He's actually taking the attention away from two players on the side, but they'll realise what's going on now. Full attention, trying to block a smoke as Wasso Peak, but can't jump high enough. Legs too short, been there, my friend. 5v3 as we push onto the site. Wasso Peak will manage to tap down one. Now, everyone's here for 9Z. They've got a lot of good defensive positions. They see Jota on long, but that's an incredible headshot on Hawasso Peak. Barely saw a thing, and Max can't connect the shots. SHZ will find the frag on Lucan, and now they're back in the lead again.
It's going to be such a big boost for them emotionally, right? Because they were in complete control at 6-3. Could even have been 9-3 if they had won that one, the 3v1 against Lucan on the B-bomb side. They come into the second half with the score leveled up, and if they lose this pistol, you know mentally, you start to spiral a bit. With it being the fifth map in a best-of-5 grand final, with it being T-side overpass, there's a lot of things that would have stacked up against them at that point. However, they win the pistol. They even do it on hard mode after getting the opening 2 kills by pushing into the remaining 3 players on the A-bomb side. And they make pretty light work of it. Full eco now from 9Z. They want to try and get the rifles in play as early as possible. What that does mean, though, Trav, is no AWP in the first gun round.
Maybe not the worst thing in the world when Mayan used to be such a decent rifler, but yeah, having a slow series and you'd want him on that AWP as soon as possible on overpass, that's for sure. Full eco. Not a single weapon bought. So I'll take this opportunity to say, well, is it, Matt? 4:40 a.m. for you right now?
Yes. 20 minutes from 5 in the morning.
2:40 a.m. for me. We're going late for the love of the game tonight, that's for sure. You
Put the birds out. Sky's lighting up. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now. Good clean
Shout out.
from... Go on.
Just going to say shout out to production as well for another late night. They're dealing with North America on the main ESL broadcast right now too. If you remove the B from the top of your screen, you will be able to catch that game later. Only in progress, I believe. And yeah, Skinray versus NRG in the NA final. Production doing one of their last broadcasts for ESL Challenger League. Shout out to the studio in Katowice. Been doing a lot of streams over the years, and I will miss them a lot. One final bit of fun here to come tonight.
Yeah. Let's hope this game is the gift that continues to give. As if it hasn't given enough already, Luchov going to fight on the front lines, taking up the position an AWP normally would, but he's just like all in. There's no way to fall back. Mayan can't provide any support. So I know he gets the opening kill, but at what cost? Was it worth it? Probably not. Big moment here for 9Z with them rolling the dice with this investment, Trav. A FAMAS and an MP9 included in the mix. I still stand by. I think that the force buy into the eco into the gun run would have been a better option here on the CT side of overpass, especially with how much is on the line.
Feels like it gets you rolling better, right? Even if you don't necessarily win the round, your loss bonus is then accrued up a bit more.
Yes.
Hasso Peak. Oh, timing here's not too good. He's about to get run down. Cleared by Jota. MP9 shouldn't be able to hold on and only gets one. B, bomb site taken. And 9Z, who looked like they're a lot more comfortable after 6 on T side, could be going down 9-6. Great win against Lucan for SHZ. How's he got away with that? And Mayan is running for the hills. 9-6, only an M4 to be saved. It's getting out of hand again.
It certainly is, man. It's getting very nervy for 9Z as Gaimin Gladiators march on in the direction of the finish line, on towards Pro League. Oh, 9Z. And they haplessly fell apart in this round as well. I mean, Luchov fighting in party. Looks like he's just trying to play with confidence and take that initiative, but you almost always want that fallback option. He was all in, fully committed. Gets a kill, gets traded. And from there, Gaimin Gladiators set them sights on the B-bomb site. I mean, they were even able to pounce on that B-bomb site undetected with the way that they just sneakily make their way through Monster Tunnel. Caught Hawasso Peak completely off guard. And again, just compare the numbers. I did it earlier, Trav, but it continues to be the case here. You got 3 players who are having a fantastic performance here for Gaimin Gladiators. You've only got really Lucan online at all for 9Z.
Yeah, and that was a worry for me because I trusted in Luchov, but coming into a new team, you can never be entirely sure how he's going to perform. And as we've seen, he's had a very, very slow series. And Mayan has gone through the ups and downs in his career, that's for sure. So who knows what kind of Mayan we're going to get as time goes on 9Z.
Yeah. I feel like he is a gamble pickup. You can't deny that because he's only just started AWPing in his career. And even before that, it's not like, as you've alluded to, he was setting the world on fire with his rifle. So he's a bit more of a gamble than Luchov, in my opinion.
For sure.
Not a huge fan of the way that he plays this round here with the hero M4 because he's now died in a position where it's irrecoverable. And I think he could have been better set up by some of his teammates to maximize the output of that M4 in this round.
Is it irrecoverable or unrecoverable? Can you do both?
At 5 a.m., you can do whatever.
Great answer. I'll shut up now. Great answer. I was curious. I'm just asking.
No, I know. It actually is a good question. I prefer irrecoverable over unrecoverable. Give it a little Google there. Should confirm.
We'll see. But yeah, as you say, I couldn't agree more. Who gives a flying F? We're walking in toward B. Molotov in toward the barrels position. Huasso peak on the pillar. Playing close with the pistol. Always dangerous, these 5.7s. That smoke could give him some shield and some cover. And it does bait in Luchov for another kill. Suddenly they're in the 3v2.
Oh
Max is on the scene. Bomb plot has to come through with 10 seconds on the clock. Neckers has no chance of getting this one through. Surely. Well, he does, but he's dead. Plant is something, but what really matters is that's an insanely important round for 9Z.
Yeah, what a reprieve, what a let-off here. A breath of fresh air for them as they win an unlikely round yet to kickstart their campaign on the CT side, looking to hoover up as many guns as possible. 3 AKs recovered as they draw within 2. That's a really big let-off.
Counter-terrorists win.
At least for Gaimin Gladiators, it doesn't shatter their economy. They're going to have everything they need coming into this next round, AWP included. Lose this round though, scoreline leveled up all of a sudden.
Gotta say, if Phelps doesn't in the end come out on top in this series, especially for him and Yota with how well they played in the entire BO5, Phelps has dropped his career best rating on Ancient. And that's a record that's beaten a map from 9 years ago when Pimp and Hiko were playing on Liquid, for God's sake. So if he doesn't end up on the winning side of this game, he'll be wondering what on earth he has to do.
It would also just be tragic. Like, he completely deserves the win here. But Counter-Strike is a team-based game. Luchov is going to get completely blinded. And he never stood a chance. Out in the open, free frag for Phelps, 5 versus 3. It's funny you say that though, Trav, because I was thinking the exact same thing a couple rounds ago about Phelps and how much of a disaster it would be if he had this game, but it didn't result in qualification.
I know. I mean, we all know HLTV 3.0 does give you some record ratings these days, but still very notable that he's got his record rating today, 2.88. He's going to add another to his tally here. And over the course of the 4 maps we've played so far, he's still somehow got over 100 ADR. Unreal. 78 kills in the series, 18 more than any other of his teammates. And he's continuing to top the scoreboard here. That gap is...
what's crazy is the multi-kills.
Yes, the gap is rising in the amount of multi-kills and the amount of kills he has full stop.
Well, will be punctuated here in this round. Lucan takes him down, but it's going to be Gaimin Gladiators immediately back to winning ways, and this is a hell of a statement round win coming through for them off the back of losing to the half buy in the previous, because it just makes sure that 9Z aren't able to build on that round. 10-7. Gaimin Gladiators 3 rounds away from qualifying for Pro League, and now my concern, Trav, is have they got what it takes to finish off the job, or do they get a little bit pea-shy now as they approach that finish line? Will they even be able to believe that they're now in this position to put the game away and actually qualify? Or does the overwhelming nature of the occasion maybe start to weigh on them, the pressure of the fact that they're so close?
I mean, yeah, some of these players have been out of the game for so long. I mean, I mentioned it earlier. Nekis, of course, has been on Legacy for a little bit. Phelps was on Imperial. They both played some big international LANs at some big events. BSD has never played in international LAN. SHZ has been on teams like Luminosity back in the day. He started his career on that team pretty much. Back in 2016, he did play some big events with Sharks as well, I believe, and MIBR once or twice. But he's been out of contention for playing a big international LAN for years as well. We talked about it for Mayan earlier. It's been like 5 or 6 years since he's played a pro league. But for some of these gaming gladiators, you could argue journeyman Brazilian players.
Yeah, for
even
sure.
longer for them.
I mean, you look at Yotta's history, for example. He was playing on competitive teams since 2018. Played his first international LAN event 4 years after that, but hasn't played one for over 2 years. Speaks volumes to the point you've just made. Here we go, round number 18 underway. Make or break for 9Z, it's as simple as that. You lose this, you almost certainly are then out of contention. So much pressure on a brand new team.
Oh boy. What a crazy game. Deep into the night.
Especially off the back of map 1, which is a 13-5 win for 9ZF. Gaimin Gladiators can go on to win the series after suffering that loss on the opening map. That would make it an even sweeter win.
But they didn't think in their wildest dreams they'd be in a position like this. As I said before I think it was before the third map, I said if they can just get to a map in the series where they are one away from a win, they'll be happy to at least give themselves that one shot. Sometimes not getting an opportunity at all is more painful than losing out on one you have gotten. But here we go.
Even crazier if they could do it by virtue of winning map 4 and 5. Here we go indeed.
Absolutely.
Draws first blood. Makes it so tough now for Mayan out in the open with his AWP. Doesn't know where to look. He will find a kill, but gets traded straight out. Lucan comes up empty-handed. Hawassa Peak and Max with a tough decision to make, but surely they got to save their guns.
This is red alert for 9Z. Red alert. Phelps with 20 kills in the game now, with one more to add to the tally. AWP picked up. They're trying to save, trying to go for exit kills, but Hawassa Peak only just holds on against Nekis. Back sticking around 2, but gets cleared by BSD, and he had an awful Dust 2, did BSD. Map 4 and 5, he has been brilliant.
Character building, that's what I'll call it. Character building for BSD within a single series. The way that he's been able to overcome that disastrous third map and really find some form, find his footing on the fly map 4, and then have an incredible performance here on map 5. But Trav, I mean, Max, you got to kind of question the thought process of even hanging around there looking for exit kills. What's the value? You know there's still going to be money in play for Gaimin Gladiators regardless, and you know how important that AK would have been. They piece together what they can. AWP, AWP, M4s, and 3 MP9s is what they've got. Gaimin Gladiators, it's not going to get any easier than this, Trav, to try and finish off the job right. This is their best chance, their best possible chance to finish it off.
You say that, but at the same time, these rounds can be the most difficult sometimes. So, especially when you're under this much pressure, on the edge of an incredible win, an incredible run. I mean,
it's true.
They won, I think, was it Cup 3 they won, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yes, it was. It was Cup 3, and that was a pretty wild win in the final as well. You have to look back at it. They beat Red Cannons. The Red Cannons are at the bloody major. Like, that's a big win. And Red Cannons, we know, are not all that. They do lose games at this level and are not looking on good form going into the major, but it's still a great scalp to take. And, yeah, again, kind of a core of players that weren't really around this position before. Phelps joining, being an absolute G today. I mean, how many kills? I can't wait to see the end of the series tally. Add 21 to what he's got in the series of 78. He's one away from the triple digits.
99, not going to be converting to the century here in this round, but look at what's happened. 9Z gravitating away from this B bomb site at the worst possible moments, and Gaimin Gladiators have got the read. They just filter on into that space that's been afforded to them. No questions asked. This is 12-7. And 9Z, because they're all in, they're just going to save their guns. And obviously that is a necessity with their lack of finances. But how much will they save? Yotta has actually told the bomb carrier not to plant the bomb, to give him more time to commit to this flank right now and try and get as many kills as possible.
Oh my goodness, Yotta almost whiffs that. You can almost feel the nerves.
And then he uses the nade to blow the AWP out the server.
I know. The extra detail is so cool here.
Brilliant.
You've picked up on both things brilliantly there. And it might be 5 a.m., but your brain switched on, my friend. I love it. Yotta will deal with Max as well. No saving that. And Lucan has to keep a hold of the M4. And it's only a consolation. They need 5 rounds in a row with what should be not much at all. Cleared by SHZ. It's happening. 12-7. 5 chances.
Well, what turned into a cup win, then became a semi-final win, then became a 5th map affair in a best-of-5 grand final. They now require 5 kills to punctuate this journey throughout ECL Season 50 and claim that spot at ESL Pro League. 5 opportunities to seal the fate of their run here in the tournament. What a way that would be to go into the off-season. Nice, you gotta keep the lead.
Boost. Oh my word. Almost got his century.
I think ending on 99 is even cooler. Do it for the style points.
Say that.
Nothing about being a hipster. Completely normal thought. Taking their time though here, man. Taking their time. And this was my worry. Can Gaimin Gladiators close? Can they finish it off? Now that they're just one step away and they've got the game in the palm of their hands.
1 round away from the first ever international LAN for BSD. And on the back of map 4 and 5, he thoroughly deserves it. Wouldn't think that after map 3. But
Couldn't agree more.
As you said, I think character building is the perfect description for how he's built his way back into this particular BO5. One of the first BO5s he's probably ever played in his career, honestly. Maybe played 1 or 2 in some local LANs. That's about it. Phelps 1 round away from going back to a pro league where he's had so much success in years gone by with some legendary names. Neck is 2 years away from pro league. Last played on 1 with Pain. Luchov, that's 1, but only 1. And now 20 seconds for the dream to become reality for Gaimin Gladiators. CT's holding on. They're all in good positions, but they're just going down bit by bit. Dominoes are falling. Lucan with 2, but it's all down to Max, the leader of 9Z, to save them. Trying to bait out the clock. Only just finds Phelps, but surely a trade from BSD. Can he do it in time? He can't get the bomb planted. Max is going to run away and win the round and stay up in overpass.
Well, I have no idea how, first of all, he wins that prolonged gunfight where he's just holding down mouse button 1, praying in the process, spraying and praying. And he eventually gets that kill and then saved by virtue of the clock. BSD doesn't realize how little time was left remaining. Oh, there's the first. There's the first. 4 more required for 9Z.
There's the first, and there's the first very obvious nervy moment from BSD. Like, you can tell he realizes the match is on the line and misjudges the clock. And even the whiff with the first play against the MP9, right, of Max, that is the evidence that they're feeling it right now.
I hadn't even noticed. Was he going back towards bathrooms to pick up the bomb, or was he trying to take the bomb and go B?
I honestly, in the heat of the moment, I didn't see either. I thought he was picking it up to bring it back to the side.
I think so. That makes the most sense, right? Yeah. It was kind of unfortunate timing that's when he turns back to pick up the bomb, so he can't get that instant trade on Max. Would have been right there for the taking. You can't fault him for prioritizing the bomb, though.
Don't forget Lucan's double kill as well. That really gave Max a chance at all.
It certainly did.
Only really Lucan has kept them in this entire map. 2 big clutches in the first half. That could be another opening. And look at how carefully they're taking it now. You'll take it up towards short. 20 and 9. He'll be one of the kings in decider maps in the last couple of days we've watched him, and they're going to
True.
play out this 5v4 carefully.
I love that it's him that makes that play as well. He's not saying, okay, Phelps, okay, Neckies, go and do this, look for an early opening up short. The IGL knows exactly what he wants, and he does it himself. However, 9Z have got a pretty good inkling as to what's going on right now with the 3-man leaning towards this B bomb site and the boost up as well. It's Max who takes the attention on construction, and then Lucan who boosts up to get the kill. I like that double layering. Not a lot of time left here.
Whatever happens, Phelps is ending this game as a Centurion. 22 kills in the game, makes it 100 for the BO5. Luchov gets some information towards short. Again, we're into the business end, and that's a huge kill from Neckies. He spammed down Max 2, and Phelps is putting so much pressure on toward Mine on A. I think he knows he's got him locked in toward the bathrooms. 20 seconds, Mine is going to have no clue, but does switch round in time. 2v2. Bomb will finally get punched in over toward B, but Jota needs to get away. He needs to get into safety. It's a weird angle for him to play. Thankfully, he has a smoke toward Heaven to cover the most important rotational position, because BSD can peek off his contact from short. There's the first. It's all on Mayan, the new player added today in his debut for 9Z, his re-debut. He's picked up a kit. 2 players to find. Early tap on the bomb, trying to lure them in from short. Don't overpeak, boys. They're going to double peek together. Now it reveals the information, though. And Jota's gone down. Mayan's going to try and fake out BSD one more time. It's the new boy, and he's got it clinched. 13-8 for Gaimin Gladiators. The dream is a reality. He wins the clutch to send himself to his first ever international LAN.
Well, isn't that just poetic there for BSD? And what a result for Gaimin Gladiators.